great afternoon of sports entertainment talk. Get ready for in-depth discussion on everything from the court to the field, mixed with the business and culture that orbit the sports world. Whether it's the latest blockbuster trade or the societal impact of sports. Two Men On with your hosts, Van Nunley and Fred Slow, with producer Isaiah Johnson. 5.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
It's Monday, Albuquerque. You know what that means? That means Monday Night Raw is going to Netflix, boys. That's what that means tonight. It's a momentous day in the world of sports.
That's the news of the day?
You don't think that's the one?
That is the news of the day? Are you terribly sure?
Sounds like the one to me.
That's some news of a day.
Well, we know the streams won't be crashing.
We could also do this one. How about this? You know what that means? There's no Monday Night Football tonight at Howie's. We are live at Howie's. You can come hang out with us on the air literally until 7 o'clock. First full Monday night show we've done in definitely this calendar year, but like the last 6 months or something. So that's wild.
Look, Howie's is going to be Howie's.
Yeah.
We don't need Monday Night Football here for Howie's not to be the place to be on Monday night. We're here for 3 hours, baby. Let's go.
Jake Cassio is with us. Jacob?
I love spending my Mondays at Howie's, and I'm glad we get a 3-hour show today.
Yep, 7-hour show. That's right.
7 hours of uninterrupted.
Luke,
all right.
Could you guys do it?
What is it, like a Leonard Skinner song?
Can we do what?
A 7-hour show?
I would have packed
7 hours show.
I could do like a marathon thing. If it was like a fundraiser for the right reason, I could do it.
Sure. So with no free, you don't know beforehand, they just tell you, hey, we need you guys to go on for another 3.5 hours.
Who is they?
The uppers.
All right. So here's what I would do. Replay the first hour every third hour.
Are there snacks provided?
Yeah, these are all good notes.
Yeah, good question.
If you joined us today, maybe you were like everyone else in the world. You were doing holiday stuff. You were doing whatever, and you turned on the radio this morning. You woke up. You heard the opening drive. That was really nice.
Yeah.
That was a nice thing to wake up and hear the opening drive. Jeff and JJ doing their thing, telling their stories. They were great. So that was awesome. Then immediately you said, all right, I'm jazzed. I'm ready. Like I'm cracking my ear knuckles.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready to listen to it's 10 a.m. I'm ready to listen to Jim Rome.
Like you've done for 20 years on this very station.
That was the plan today. And you turn it on and you heard old Colin Cowherd himself.
Ooh.
Live from L.A. or whatever he says all the time. Because Colin Cowherd is now on this station, moved 10 to 1 p.m. That will be Monday through Friday. So it's the opening drive, and then Colin Cowherd, 10 to 1. And then immediately following him in his new time slot, also live, is Jim Rome, 1 to 4 every day. Let's go, boys. And, of course, you wrap up your day with us, 4 to 7. So you are getting live sports talk programming, I think, for the first time in, 12 years or something. That's on this channel.
Pretty sweet.
So you're getting live local with Jeff and JJ in the morning. You're then getting live Colin Cowherd from 10 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
You're then getting live Jim Rome from 1 to 4.
You're welcome.
You're getting live your boys from 4 to 7. You're going to do that Monday through Friday. Let's go.
Oh, man. Is this how Mariano Rivera felt when he ran out to the mound every day? Because that's how I feel right now.
Just being the headliner of every day.
We're closing this excellent day of sports entertainment down every friggin' day.
Yeah, technically, Jim Rome is your opener.
Well, he's lucky to have that gig.
That's
good. Yeah, he sent me a very kind email this morning.
Big things for
he
him.
said, "Thanks for my big shot, Van. See you every day now."
He still stiffed us at the Super Bowl one year, so I haven't really got over that yet.
I think he had the Corvids. That's why.
I heard that's what it was.
He had the Corvids.
There's certain things I don't talk about on January 6th. Corvid is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Corvid is one of them.
You'd think with that super thin, unironic goatee, the COVID would just slide right off of it, but he got it anyways.
It's gotten bad over the years.
It's gotten thinner.
It is. No, it's gotten thicker.
Has it now?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a Pensley boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's because he had a Fernando Vina-esque.
You beat me to it.
Goatee.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He was in the upper echelon of really bad facial hair.
He was really in the John Waters early stuff.
I like that.
Yeah.
I think the thicker your facial hair is, the more susceptible to COVID you are.
Yeah, it gets stuck in there.
Yeah, everyone knows that.
Yeah,
it's
like
not
crumbs.
the filter we claim it to be.
Yeah, well, that's why I've had it 5 times.
It's how many?
5.
Dang, what are you the Thanos of COVID?
Oh, you get it once a year? You have like an annual COVID?
I've had it 3 times in 1 year, and that was at the beginning. I haven't had it this. Actually, I did have it this year. That's a lie.
In 2025.
2024.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
not this
important question. Has it gotten easier every time?
That's a good question.
Or is it just as awful?
year. No, it gets easier. The
Okay.
third time was the worst time.
That's weird.
Yeah, but that was because I got COVID in Miami. Miami COVID's different.
Is it
Your
really?
what? You got COVID in your what?
Yeah, good question.
The different variant.
Yeah.
Different variant in Miami.
You got COVID where Penn State's playing Notre Dame on Thursday night? That's crazy.
Stop licking handrails.
It's hard. They taste good.
Yeah. Did you just see the guy that slid down in on his backside, though? Like, I totally had to. Excuse to lick handrails. Big sports weekend over the weekend. The playoffs are set in the NFL. We're going to talk about that at length. That will be fun. Also, we get to have all these fun culture talks. We don't use this phrase a lot on the show, but it's fun this week to do that, where we say, I think they should have. We can do that a bunch over this past weekend. That is kind of loser sports talk radio, but we got 3 hours to fill, so we'll do that. Also, it was a big Lobos win over the weekend. They've improved to 4-0 in conference play against the 0-4 Nevada. They took them to overtime and barely beat them, but Lobo fan thinks that's the greatest accomplishment of all time because their coach used to be a coach here, and the team he left to coach for, he no longer coaches for, but we can still make that association somehow, even though there are 4 teams in this conference that haven't won a game in this conference. There's 3 teams in this conference that haven't lost a game in this conference.
Sure.
And this conference is not a good conference. Utah State sitting at 14-1 is the best in the conference. And if that's the example for the conference, this conference is in trouble.
Well, I mean,
you know how much I think about my exes? Ellipsis, never.
Okay.
Never. Like, not at all. If I drive by like her favorite Arby's or whatever, I'll be like, oh, and then boom, poof, out of my brain immediately.
But you did
So
call it.
you're saying
What are
Arby's
you,
reminds you of your
you
ex,
Lobo, you Lobo cucks? What are you doing? Like drooling over Steve Alford? How is he still
He should
in
not.
your brain?
He does not have real estate.
That's so long ago.
Also, what part of Arby's remind you of her?
So Steve Alford.
You called her curly fry. That's what it was.
Yes,
She had
that's
curly
what it
hair.
was.
They have
Curly
really good
hair.
mozzarella sticks.
Uh-huh.
That's the whole thing.
I mean, the joke was supposed to go, no, you didn't have to hammer it back at me.
The deli fresh is important.
It's supposed to be subtle. We didn't have to
So-
like rehash.
Well,
Roasted.
me and Luke were confused.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I was too.
Combo meal or no?
You answer that question.
Yeah, she was Polish.
Big portions in Poland.
Big beef culture there.
Not from Denmark.
Roasted?
Mhm.
Roasted beef or
She had the meats.
There we go. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Still
I didn't-
going?
There you go.
Isn't that a Hillshire Farms thing?
Were you going
Is that what
for?
you got for Christmas?
Were you going with a Jew sauce? Was that where you're trying to go with this Polish thing?
No, it was a meat drapes joke. Obviously, why do you guys keep bringing it back? It was supposed to be subtle and clever.
It's just
And
20.
here you guys are hammering it down.
It's 2025,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
made a New Year's resolution to do less Arby's jokes, and you didn't make it through hour 1 of episode 1.
Meat drapes.
4-0 in conference.
Nevada is 0-4, but they've lost those 4 games by like a combined 11 points. I mean, they've been in every game. They're a competitive team, and it is. I hold no ill will towards Alford, but it's always nice to beat your old coach, and
Sure.
and with Craig Neal there as well.
I mean, I think it's more important that it was a win at home on the 1,000th game in the pit,
Yeah, that's what
not just
mattered.
because Alford was
Well,
there.
no, but it did kind of make it a little. The last 3 Lobo coaches were all in the building coaching for the 1,000th game.
That's pretty sweet.
With the way NIL is now and the turnover of athletic directors and the lack of funds to pay leadership positions, if it goes the way that I believe it will, in football, basketball, and everything except for baseball and softball, the Lobos will constantly be playing their ex-head coach. Like, that is the direction of this thing right now.
Oh yeah.
Everyone at some point is a Lobo.
Hey, everyone's a
Yeah, ex-Lobos love lateral moves.
Yeah.
Steve Alford like upgraded for a split second.
Yeah.
I love Lobo basketball. I love the pit. I love the mystique. I love the fandom. Everything about it. But you can't tell me UCLA is not an upgrade. But every other coach ever is a lateral move.
Mhm.
Like, just stay here. Be successful. What are you doing?
The only drawback with that UCLA is you're replacing a guy who was in 2 Final Fours in his 6 years there and got fired.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're stepping into a new level of expectations.
When Richard Pitino didn't take the Louisville job last year, which, by the way, makes so much fun family sense for him to do that.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
it's the whole thing. When that didn't happen, like, and this is not this is my thought. I don't have insider information on this. Like, you knew there was a bigger dollar deal waiting for after this year. Like, someone has talked to him about it, and it'll be UCLA again. It'll be someone of that nature.
That'd be so funny.
Where, no, 2.5 wasn't enough. I need 3, which I agree with.
The fact is, unless we have somebody that has legitimate ties to this program, it's always going to be a stepping stone job.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. Like, all you have is every piece of data through the history of the program.
Yeah.
Like, you're not, no lies detected here, Luke.
And I mean, Alfred was clear about the fact that there was only a handful of jobs he would have taken to leave here, and that just happened to be one of them.
Oh, like one of the greatest programs in basketball history?
Coach where John Wooden coached?
Sure. Sure.
Live by the beach. I mean,
Who literally wrote the book on it?
You end up in a funny one, though. Like, if you do get a coach that really wants to be here, because I know this fan base pretty well through pro wrestling, through this radio show. Like, I know Albuquerque's fan base. And I'm going to tell you this, they will pop over anything.
Oh, yeah.
This fan base, if you give them a reason to be excited, they got you.
They go bonkers.
Oh, my God. Hobo Hank walks out, Albuquerque loses their stuff.
Yeah.
Like, Jim Rohn moves to the afternoon, Albuquerque is pumped. Like, you win an overtime game by 1 point against a team that's winless in the conference that you should have put away earlier in the night. Like, they walk out like you just won a natty. Like,
well, on a buzzer beater like that, it's pretty electric.
It was sweet.
Well, especially with a
And in
couple of
overtime.
really bad calls down the stretch against the Lobos.
Oh, okay, here we are. Hey, Lobo fans here.
Well, no, I mean, those, listen, I'm usually pretty legitimate, but that foul should have been on the floor instead of a shooting N1. And the spinning, traveling thing was just, anyway.
I mean, it's real time. You just gotta.
Referees don't like coming into the pit.
Okay, because they have to run at elevation. Like, why?
Well, I mean, that's a factor, but there's a lot of hecklers in the stands, me included.
They get walked out to the parking lot by security.
Yeah, they have to.
They do now because of people like you, young Cassio.
Well, I'm nice about it. I just call them by their first name.
Oh my gosh! It's because It's because buildings that have hosted 1,000 games were built before there was underground parking for officials. That's why they get walked out to the parking lot. That happens everywhere.
So there was
that ref in that game made an awful call. Like, just an awful call. He deserved what he was hearing from the crowd at the end of that game. He did ref a good game. He tried to screw us over at the end. 100%.
Did he? Because I'm pretty sure when you fall down holding the ball, that's a travel. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
glad they
But
let him.
he was not holding the ball. The ball was out of his control when he fell. It was a loose ball.
So there used to your cherry and silver is showing.
Guys,
Luke.
he can't even stand. How could you expect him to hold the ball?
Okay,
like,
good
that's
point.
what if he had to rub his belly and pat his head?
So when the Lobos were in the WAC and in the early days of the Mountain West, there was a famous ref in the conference named Moose Stubing.
Good name.
Who made a bunch of calls at the pit and was very and he was in the offseason. He was a third base coach for the California Angels.
Okay.
And so I knew friends that were working out in LA, and the Angels were terrible, and you could get seats for nothing. And they would go and get seats and sit on the third baseline and heckle Moose Stubing about Lobo calls from the previous year. And they would sit there and just heckle this guy in the off season about Lobo calls.
Can you imagine being the first base coach for a terrible baseball team that can't figure out base running? Also, probably an infield coach of some sort, and he spends his offseason instead of working with the professional baseball team, getting yelled at for whack calls.
Yeah.
Get a life. Also, Angels just paid the $65,000 difference. Like, I don't know what a whack official makes. Let's real guess on what they make. They don't make $1,000 a game. No, they don't. Like, what's a real guess on what a Mountain West official makes?
Maybe like $35,000.
It's got to be more than that.
Don't referees have like insane benefits though?
Yeah, they
Or is
got
that
a union.
only professionals. I know, like in the NFL, refs pay for literally about nothing.
Well, the NFL refs are the only pro sport where they're not full-time employees of the league. They're contracted out.
Smart.
That's why they're all insurance agents or lawyers or something else on the side.
Stripper rules.
Yeah.
That's how they treat NFL referees.
1099.
Yeah, baby.
All right, according to a report from something called fanbuzz.com, so whatever, right? So fanbuzz.com says blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, sounds about right.
All right, 58,000. This is across all SEC, ACC,
Like,
Big
this is the
Ten.
average.
Yeah, so SEC, ACC, and Big Ten will pay $2,000 a game, and then it falls off significantly outside of there, blah, 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 depending on decades of experience. So there you go. So the highest end guys make $2,000 a night. So definitely, what was his name? Stubby Colson?
Moose Stubing.
Hey, I used to make $30 a game when I refereed. It was a good day.
Little League?
No, the Sandia National Labs Recreational League.
Oh, my God.
Hold on.
I just want to see you tossing up the jump ball at center court.
Update. Everything I gave you is a lie. That's only for the tournament.
Okay.
That's only for the NCAA tournament.
That makes more sense. There's some corporate money behind those paychecks. I mean, I would guess $500 a game. Whatever that averages out over a season, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, plus hotel, plus travel.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, per diem.
I used to work at a D2, and I think those guys made $250.
A hot sandwich.
Yeah.
A good night at the bar after.
And then football crews, because football officials come in differently than basketball, because you can kind of put any 2-3 basketball guys together, they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But football crews are kind of like a thing, and they charge a little bit more, but they don't have to disperse it evenly. So they can you write one check, and then they figure it out.
They figure it out.
They figure it out.
Yeah, they probably just put it all in a poker pot on the drive to the next game, see who wins it.
Yeah.
Old Rick has won 3 paychecks in a row.
Maybe just a little dice game, you know?
I'll get him back in Muskogee, Oklahoma.
Says here, Big Sky football officials. So Big Sky is the one with Montana State, which you remember beat the Lobos in football, keeping them from playing in the postseason, allowing my pony Mendenhall to leave, go home, give the exact same speech in Utah State that he gave here, except adding the word family because it's Mormon stuff.
Yeah.
They pay $600 a game per official in football. So these are all the not helpful numbers I quickly found.
Yeah, I don't think they really care because they get to referee a match in like a legendary place like the Pit. Their only concern is they call a good game and don't get stabbed in the parking lot by the Juggalobo. I mean, that's like their only concern. What's that guy's name that paints his face?
Snake.
Snake.
Yeah,
Snake the Juggalobo.
Well, I don't know if you guys saw at the game, but they did some, like at the very end of the game, Snake and his girl were on the TV together.
Okay.
And Snake's girl looked like she was having a really fun time at the Lobo game. Like
everyone was.
Yeah,
it was a buzzer beater.
A lot more fun than everybody else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to have to explain what that means in the commercial break. I don't know how much of that we can talk about.
I have the definitive answer.
About Snake's lady?
No.
She likes to party.
Division 1 is around $500 per game, like you called it, and Division 2 is between $200 and $500. So there you go.
Nailed it.
Now we know.
Officiating expert Van Nunley on the case here.
Good work if you can get it. From the live chat friend of the show, Hank says Louisville basketball fans know 80% of all basketball officials by name. Okay. There's also such a thing as Mountain West Conference officials. We know that. And they're attached to several conferences. Yeah. I mean, it's all regional. I mean, you're not going to live in
New York.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. And then come out and do a game in Phoenix. Like the crew that's in Paducah is not coming out to do northern New Mexico games in Santa Fe. Like, yeah, it's all regional.
I'd like to imagine that they all get like one big like Airbnb during the season.
That's adorable.
And it's like their headquarters, you know, and then they just fly out wherever they got to go.
You know, you show
like the Heisman house.
Yeah, the referee house. Yeah.
There's no way I would share a room or a rental car with any of you if I was an official. No way. I want my own time, space.
I get the sentiment, but we travel everywhere professionally. We've shared a bed before.
Me and
Super
you.
Bowl. Yeah.
You're saying like
when you add a couple X's in the equation, sure.
Basically, he's just saying he wouldn't.
A different person.
Isaiah, surprisingly, I was the big spoon.
No, I'm not a different person in rough mode. I'm the funniest ref you've ever met. Like, just clowning the whole time. I wore a patch for years. That was like my junior college thing. Like I've refereed, I don't know, 1,000 games probably. Like, and it's this easy. Shooting 2. Like, What else do you do? Like
You got to have a little, flair to it, though.
Nope.
That's
Nah.
what makes it fun
For who?
for yourself.
Nah, I'm like Albert Pujols. I'm the machine out there, dude. I'm running half court to half court.
You're
more
10
like
years
Bert-
older than everybody thinks you are.
Yeah,
You're
there's
more
that.
like Bert Kreischer, the La Machina.
Dude, hey, come on. We're starting the year off without insults.
Dude, you're 6.5 foot tall. No weirdo basketball fan is gonna do like anything to
No,
you.
they never did.
They're gonna chirp a little bit, but they're not gonna really do anything.
My one officiating highlight was the ball got stuck in between the rim and the backboard on a shot, and I jumped up there and punched it out. Like, that's the one highlight I ever had as an official.
Most officials look like a third shift manager at Kinko's, like who never shot a basketball in their life.
I was managing the Kmart at the time.
See,
Photo only. Guys, I just kind of lied. It was only the photo section.
Hey, it's an important section.
That doesn't even exist anymore. They're all coffee shops.
Hey, you got to comb through everybody's looking for the nudies before they got them.
nice.
So they misconception, Luke. They printed out in a machine, and then I had a motion where I could scoop them up with the envelope real fast without looking at any of them.
Oh,
What fun is that?
I didn't
I
care.
know, right?
I always got, whenever I picked mine up, they already had thumbprints on them.
Nice. Oh, you thought those were thumbprints? Okay.
When we get back from the break, the conversation is Team US. I'm just kidding, guys. It's the NFL. It's 2 Men on 95.9 FM and AM 610, live from Howie Sports Page, the sports animal. Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to 2 Men On. 2 Men On is proudly supported by 66 Diners, boys. Go to 66diner.com. You can join they on the website, and then you can get the birthday stuff. You can get the shake, you can get the meal, all the stuff. So join their cruiser club, be a part of they. They are a big supporter of us. We're a big supporter of them. I got some fun engagement photos over the weekend, and I did in front of their wall of signs over there, boys.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, look real
Good
cute.
spot.
Super cute thing. All right, so obviously I'm 40. It's 2025. We're all familiar with the lexicon of quiet quitting. You guys have heard of quiet quitting?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You've seen it probably. You're a manager, Luke. You've seen it. Like Jake, you run or work at a place where you see it regularly.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I thought it was just socially acceptable. No, boys. You have to quit as loud as possible, like Tyreek Hill. That's the move going forward.
So sweet.
Quit on your teammates and then tweet the second you can go without getting fined by the NFL that you're on your way out. So this is what happens when you got too many baby mamas in one area code.
See, if that was his plan, he should have gone full Antonio Brown in the fourth quarter, taken the jersey off, walk out of the stadium shirtless.
That's why when that buddy from San Francisco, Greenlaw, quit. No, it was a Greenlaw. It was Greenlaw. They quit on the 49ers, and everyone's like, I've never seen this before. Like, did you forget AB did the absolute worst version of quitting you could ever do?
Dante Davis retired at halftime.
Yeah.
But he actually stood with it, so good for him.
What Antonio Brown did is when you take a girl out and you're you think that she has manners, and then all of a sudden you say the wrong thing, and then she starts making a scene in there, and you're like, oh gosh, all right.
Now here's the trick, Isaiah.
You don't think you got to find out they have manners
before the date starts. You're like, hey, I'm on call tonight, just in case. And then she starts acting a fool. And like, oh my God, my phone's just blowing up. I got to take this. And then, oh, I'm so sorry, darling. I got to go into work.
Sorry, you know what?
And you leave her there with the tab.
I have some friend call me saying that he blew his tire out and he doesn't have a jack. So I go pick him up.
Do you pick up him or the tire guy?
Well, neither. I just go home.
And you say he's just one jack off from helping himself. That's what you say, and then you go out there and help.
Sometimes you got to jack your friends up.
Yeah, you just have to. You got to be that thing. So Tyreek Hill sucks. He's a cancer to everything athletics, and people who claim football is about love of the game and the fans and blah 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 blah.
I love the stats on the year for Tyreek Hill. He has 4 receiving touchdowns and 5 children birthed.
Ooh.
He has more children this calendar year than touchdowns.
Dude likes to score.
That's impressive.
He's going full Cromartie.
Right. Guys, the joke is he scored 9 times. That's the joke. None of you did it.
I like it.
That was the joke.
Who's proud to take care of them kids? Good old Jerry.
No, he didn't take care of Cooper Rush.
Okay.
He don't take care of no one.
Hey, Michael Parsons already put out the recruiting pitch, and he's now started the train for Tyreek to Dallas, and they could do it.
Does Tyreek have a year or 2 left on his contract,
does.
And he's like a top 5 most paid wide receiver?
Yeah, it would have to be a trade.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, Jake.
It's just not going to happen.
He's hoping, but let it be the Bills. I bet you think it could happen.
Well, the Cowboys did save some money yesterday, so maybe they could.
Yeah,
$250,000 they saved
in the worst possible way.
Doesn't go against the salary cap though.
Back to Jerry Jones, that human skeleton. He was a better actor in one episode of Landman than he has been a general manager in 30 years.
And he actually gave really good advice in that episode.
He should take it, too.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, me and Luke and anyone with any sort of taste didn't watch the show about catching men. What is it?
Landman. It's Yellowstone with oil.
What's the diatribe he gave?
Yellowstone with oil.
Not synopsis. Not synopsis.
Basically, he just tells him to spend more time with his family.
What?
Yeah. Jerry Jones is talking to a guy that's on his deathbed saying, you need to quit your job so you can spend more time with your family.
After it already killed him.
Yeah.
Well, no, the heart attack killed him. Heart attack almost killed him.
Induced from overworking.
And the advice from Skeletor in a suit, Jerry Jones, is going to save him.
Well, the advice was buy a football team and force your family to work with you, so you could spend time with them and still work.
The Trump approach.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch it. I went through that in my head. Like, do I want to watch whatever episode 1 would be to build up to this current monologue? And the answer is no.
No, it was out of nowhere and completely unnecessary at all.
Does he produce the show? Is that
But
part of
in
the thing?
his defense, no, the show's about oil guys, and he's an oil
Well, that's
guy.
not what I asked.
It's
I asked
Taylor
if he
Sheridan is the
produced.
producer, the same guy from Yellowstone.
Okay.
Yeah, not the point. The point is he's a better actor than general manager, and also
person.
And he's a bad
Yeah.
actor.
yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
He's like all those people that allegedly broke into the Capitol building 3 years ago. He's like that 4 years ago.
There's a
Yeah,
tour.
they started Trey Lance so that they wouldn't have to pay Cooper Rush an incentive if he got a certain amount of snaps on the season.
So dirty.
Meanwhile, Trey Lance and about 4 other backups that were starting yesterday had pictures of Matt Flynn taped in their locker like, today's your day, man. We're going to do this.
Hey,
Today's the day.
shout out Joe Milton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe Milton was one of them.
Bryce Young had that game as well. He's the truth.
So
Yeah.
to pedal back for a second,
Yep, feel free.
in Jerry Jones' defense, Cooper Rush won way too many games. Like, he wanted Cooper Rush to lose those football games so he can fly up the draft board, so he can get Shadur Sanders as his quarterback and Deion Sanders as his coach. But Cooper Rush ruined all that for him by beating everyone in the NFL except for the Philadelphia Eagles and breaking Jerry Jones's heart.
And they lost a couple more, but besides the Eagles.
I didn't see
Yeah, well,
those.
Jerry's so delusional. He wanted to win that last one. I mean, even in all his interviews all week, he's like, "Yeah, we just really want to focus on this game, make sure this game comes out with a win." Why?
No, that's what you say out
Yeah,
loud.
you just say that out loud.
for sure.
And then if it doesn't go the way you want it to go, you just fire Gerard Mayo.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think Mayo was supposed to lose that game, and when he didn't, that's when he got fired.
When we get back from the break, it's not actually his fault he got fired. We'll tell you what happened behind the scenes. It's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610 live from Howie's sports page. Come hang out with your boys. Start the new year off right. Also, dry January for losers. I'm just going to say it.
Amen.
Like, I'm not trying to be the dude that says don't stick with your resolutions or whatever, but set realistic resolutions.
Half dry January.
Misty January.
Nice. Moist January.
Damp?
Sure. Condensate.
Dampuary?
Dampuary is good. That's like your big Devin Dampier guy.
There we go.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
He didn't get as much as people think he
The
did.
two Utes.
Nice.
Ute Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. Welcome back to the program. If you are ignoring dry January like you should be, the boys over at Teller, they got you. You can get Teller anywhere. I prefer to get it at Safe House. Go hang out with Day.
Straight from the tap. Right where they make it.
I say get a bunch of it and then use it for your Super Bowl party. That's my vision.
I took a bunch of Tellers
To a
out
Super Bowl?
to Arizona.
Yeah.
Oh, we take it to the Super Bowl every year, obviously,
Yeah.
which we will again this year. Super excited for New Orleans to get a little sip. But I took some Tellers out to Flagstaff over the holidays and took it to like a couple like little bars and music festivals.
Yeah, check it out.
Wildly loved.
Try it out.
Overwhelming
Hey,
reception.
you want some guy?
And also, Safe House didn't do that. I did. I don't know if the Safe House didn't take alcohol across state lines.
I don't know what the rules are
Like
on that.
Van Nunley did it. Like
I'm pretty sure
personally.
that's legal.
Yeah.
I don't know what their distributing regions are.
Nope, they didn't do it. Van did.
Gerard Mayo got fired so that Mike Vrabel could be the head coach of the New England Patriots. That's the end of the story.
Yeah, agree. Zay, let's go to commercial.
He changed his Twitter profile picture,
Who did?
the Vrabel, to back when he was a Patriot.
Like on January 6th, that kind of Patriot.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
You know, he had a different headdress on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a helmet.
Red hat.
It had red on it.
There is red in the Patriots uniform.
And the real truth is, it's not because he used to be a Patriot. It's not because he's the best head coach. But it's because Robert Kraft hates the Jets, and he was going to go coach the Jets. And he's done this before. The last time was with Bill Belichick.
Really Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
So the Patriots are not drafting first, but they don't care. They are going to win the Super Bowl for the next 20 years. Good for them.
Well, the real reason why he got fired is because of Joe Milton.
Why are you saying that?
Because Joe Milton went out there and put up a performance of a lifetime
Yeah.
and said,
looked-
I'm not going to lose this game.
I mean, it was against your Buffalo Bills,
And-
second stringers and third stringers, but still, he looked like a dude out there.
And I was
Yeah.
rooting against the Bills this Sunday. I
Okay.
wanted the Patriots to win for once in my lifetime.
Weird.
Well, because I didn't want the Patriots to have the first overall pick.
What do they have, 4?
Yeah,
Are they
they're at the
four?
fourth now.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to deal with Travis Hunter for the next 4 or 5 years.
Who
Good
is
point.
I?
The Royal Eye, the Bills fan.
Oh, okay.
I think it's safe to say the Will Levis era is over in Tennessee with them having the
As
number
it
one
should
pick.
be.
Oh, it's got to be Cam Ward.
Got to be Cam.
Yeah.
Ward.
Got to be Cam Ward.
He's a dude, man.
He's so good.
That's why Vrabel got ran out of Tennessee. I think Vrabel did more with less than any like mid-market coach in the past decade.
He was
Like
the
he had Derrick Henry. Okay, I'll give you that. Derrick Henry put the Tennessee Titans offense on his back. But
Yeah,
who
10.
did Tennessee Titans really have in the Vrabel era?
They had Ryan
Nobody.
Tannehill as a number 1 seed in the AFC.
Nobody.
Oh,
Dude,
Frank,
he is
Cam
going to-
Ward went against you. Cam Ward went against your morals. He quit at halftime in the bowl game. We
No,
don't approve of
I
that.
don't
We don't
care about
approve of
Yeah,
That don't matter to me.
for sure.
because his name's Cam Ward. He went to watch.
Did he harm anyone?
Yeah.
Or did he just look out for himself and make sure he got the bag as the first overall draft pick? Did he get a call during the game and say, hey, heads up, we got a deal secured if it's one of these 4 teams, stop playing? Because, yeah, I'm about that.
Or he,
get
got,
paid.
or he got a last-minute NIL deal, and he just needed to play 50% of the game to
Yeah.
get
No,
to get
to
the
set the touchdown record
Yeah,
to
he
make
went
sure
set
he
the record.
secured those commercials once the season was over.
Hey, labor's got the power,
Yeah.
boys. Like, this is what we wanted in college sports. Kirby Smart yells at his boys after losing the game the other day. 30 of them go in the transfer portal 5 minutes later.
Uh-huh.
That's a real number.
Yeah.
30 of his dudes just say, oh, you can't yell at me, man. They're all going to play for Notre Dame next year. Like,
Sure.
that's where we is now. I love it.
Back to the Patriots. Like, I think, and obviously the Patriots organization, Robert Kraft, can't say this, but I think from the beginning, he knew that Jared Mayo was going to be a stopgap.
Gerard.
That's what I said.
Well,
Gerard
they had
Mayo was
a
going to be a stop. He was going to be a holdover until they had better coaching
A
options.
different linebacker?
What did they? I think it's a miracle that the New England Patriots won 4 games this year. It was a great coaching job by Mayo himself to win 4 games in general with a rookie quarterback in the worst roster in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like, kudos.
Well, Kraft said after the game, too, he said, I knew Mayo wasn't ready to be a head coach. Like, he needed more time to develop. And he knew exactly what he was doing to go back on your point here, man.
He was appointed. He was lady in wait. Like that was the whole deal there. It wasn't the way it should have been. And then you end up with this like weird now. The cat in Jacksonville gets fired.
Doug Peterson.
The New York's looking for a guy, and Luke's doppelganger Rex Ryan thinks he's going to be the guy.
Yeah, he said he's got an interview Tuesday, and he's already basically assuring the job.
No, no one else is interviewing him. There've been
as
10
long
jobs.
as his brother comes with him.
Yeah,
that's all that matters.
Is he dead?
Rex Ryan's brother?
Rob, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No.
No. We all kind of questioned it though.
I'm Googling it right now.
I mean, he hasn't been. Neither one of them have been working.
No, he's alive. He's alive.
That's what none of them. Nobody wants them. They're not sought after.
Sure.
How many NFL teams have hired coaches since the last time he won one playoff game? I think that's from memory.
I mean, the only leg up he has is that
two AFC championships.
He has a good relationship with the owner, who is notoriously hard to work with or for.
Is that Johnson? Is that his name?
Woody J. Yeah.
Rex is also a crybaby. He's a crybaby. When he didn't get the Cowboys defensive coordinator job, he went on live television and started taking shots at Zimmer, just because he didn't get the job. He's got he's one of those guys where if you tell him no, it's going to really, really hurt his feelings. So maybe it was like,
so him and Aaron Rodgers are made for each other. Yeah, this actually could work.
Well, is Rex Ryan still an analyst? Is he still?
Yeah. Hey, Aaron, have you ever rubbed the girl's feet on ayahuasca?
Like that's going to be the first question out of his mouth, guaranteed.
So what do you think are the chances that the Bears were told by Mike McCarthy's team to go ahead and request permission to talk to him so that Jerry can't wait 2 weeks? That's a rumor.
Whenever we get back from the break, we answer all of Isaiah's Cowboys speculation. It's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Welcome back to the program where Isaiah Johnson, our producer, is about to ask us all of his weird Cowboy fantasy questions. Isaiah, all right, do you want to start with leadership or players first?
Well, leadership.
Okay, we're ready.
They don't have any.
Mike McCarthy's contract expires in 2 days. Go.
Yes. So the Chicago Bears have requested permission to speak with Mike McCarthy, and the Cowboys, I believe, I don't know why they have until the end of this week. I could reread the Schefter tweet, so I'll pull it up as I'm going. But they have until the end of the week to either allow him or block that request. So what I believe is Jerry planned on taking a long time. Clearly, no other team's taking their time with what they want to do. So I believe that the Bears are requesting this from McCarthy, so Jerry has to hurry up and make a decision.
See, that's the problem that got him McCarthy in the first place, is that he took too long to get rid of Jason Garrett, sat around, and all the coaches have been hired, and by the time he got rid of him and was ready to hire somebody,
Exactly.
all that was left was McCarthy.
Why didn't Rex Ryan get a call from Chicago?
Sucks. He didn't impose his will
Yeah,
on that organization.
Mike McCarthy will be on Thursday. He will be the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys.
Sounds about right.
On Thursday? Oh, yeah, he could still be there. He's got until, they have to make a decision by the 14th.
Oh, my bad. I thought it was Wednesday. That's my bad.
Yeah, no, if they don't make a decision by the 14th, then he can officially just go and take the image. I think he wants Gruden or Pete Carroll. That's just my
John
opinion.
Gruden?
I believe he.
he's coming back.
When they asked him about him on the 105.5 The Fan, he had the shortest answer he may have to any question.
He just
and
said yes?
bad. No, they said, would you consider John Gruden? And he goes, John Gruden's a close friend of mine. I'm going to leave that at that.
John Gruden is living his best life right now, like working with another organization doing media.
No, he's in Europe. He could be doing that as well, but he's also like for the Milano Seamen. He's like a part of their
Milano what?
Milano Seamen. It's a European football team
in Italy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Milan. He's out there in Milan. I don't know if he's out there, but I know he's a part of it. Or at
I
least
thought he just signed a deal with Barstool Sports.
He could be multitasking, or I could be outdated with mine, but I think he's gonna. I don't know. I think he's thinking about it. Jerry usually would go on longer, but I think he was trying.
What's the name of the cat from Oklahoma State who does a radio show and coaches?
Mike Van Gundy?
No, Mike Gundy.
Oh, yeah, Gundy.
No, it's not Mike Gundy. What is his name?
Gottlieb.
Gottlieb. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he sucks.
No.
Mike McCarthy.
Doug Gottlieb.
Doug Gottlieb.
The
Yeah.
basketball coach.
Douglas
Yeah.
Gottlieb.
You think he's going to move right over to football?
Oh, how exciting!
That's fun.
Yeah,
So Mike McCarthy will be the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys on January the 15th.
Let me do a little reenactment how this phone call went.
Okay.
I'm Jerry Jones. Ring, ring, ring. That's his phone ringer, obviously.
That's the callback sound.
It's his own voice saying the word ring.
Yeah.
So it goes ring, ring.
His
ring.
ringback tone is his recorded own voice.
Are you familiar with Jerry Jones at
Yeah,
all?
I take it back. I'm sorry.
Okay.
He actually just sprinkles a lot of salt on it.
He goes ring, 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 ring. And he said, "Oh, it's the Chicago Bears." He answers the phone. Doesn't say this is Jerry. He goes,
Yeah.
"Yes."
Yeah. Is it?
And the Bears are like, "What do you mean?" So yeah, take him. Yeah, take him. I'm getting that Chucky guy. Yeah, he's my friend. He's my dear friend.
Chucky, of course,
And
is
he
John
hung up.
Gruden.
And the Bears said nothing on the other line. They're like, is that a yes? Can we interview him? That's how the phone call went. And then he took another bite of an over-salted sausage McMuffin.
Are they going to fly to Dallas or are they going to fly him to Chicago?
You know the type of like gastronomy food that's in Chicago?
Good word.
Dude, McCarthy would go insane in Chicago.
He already
He's there
has
in a heartbeat.
He has his favorites from going there every year for
Green
15
Bay,
years
yeah,
with Green Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's
No.
not Michael Jordan's Steakhouse. You know what I mean?
Portillo's.
Yeah.
He's familiar with Abe Froman.
Yes, he is.
He's like, oh great, now that I live here, I can do Pizza Uno.
Yeah.
I can do Lou Malnati's.
Giordano's.
I can do Giordano's.
Yeah.
Put them all in order,
But
boys.
I don't think he would fit in Chicago because he seems the kind of guy that puts ketchup on his hot dog.
He looks like everyone from Chicago. What are you
It's
talking
a
about? He's
fat
going to be
city.
perfect. He looks like the combination of all the super fans on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
You smash all the super fans together, you got Mike McCarthy. He's perfect.
Yeah, but he's not leaving Lake Forest. Let's be really clear here. Like he's never going into the city.
Oh, no.
Except for games.
Well, I mean, he'll have somebody deliver all those delicious food items to him, but like,
Isaiah, you spend any time in Lake Forest?
I've passed through there a couple times.
It looks like Green Bay.
ooh, does it?
It is the definition of suburb as suburb goes. Like that's
yeah,
where
also Lake Forest sounds like the name of about 10 different spots out there in the area. So that could be Oak Park, Oak Lawn,
Forest Lake, Lake Forest.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oak Lawn, Forest Lake Pond.
Forest
Flake.
Park.
I used to live in Flake Lorist, which was weird, but it was a cool spot too. Yeah, there you go. Though he's not the guy. Next head coach of Chicago.
Not Ben Johnson.
I don't know. Devin Hester. Like, who's
No.
available?
You do a sign and trade is what you do.
All right.
You sign Mike McCarthy to whatever the Bears want to pay him.
Okay.
You trade Mike McCarthy and
Cooper
Dak
Rush.
Prescott.
Okay.
No, you keep Cooper Rush, obviously, because he's ginger Tom Brady. You send Dak Prescott and Mike McCarthy packing. You hit the reset button and you start over. Hopefully with a new general manager also.
Yeah, I'm not
You did
sure.
rule
I'm
that
not, I'm not sure what the there's not a lot of teams lining up to take Dak and his salary and Mike McCarthy.
The one team that has them both doesn't want either of them.
Yeah.
They're like, we are good. It's the new year. We might have a new clock on the show, but I'm still sending it to break at 5. Whenever we get back, it's the Teller Hour, and we dive into Isaiah Johnson's Cowboys personnel questions. Boys, we're going players on the field. It's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610. I hate the Cowboys, the sports animal. your daily routine. If you just got off work and you're joining us, thank you. We're reminding everyone at the top of the hour, new lineup for the Sports Animal. The 7 to 10 in the morning. You can hear the opening drive with Jeff and JJ.
Ooh, I like that show.
Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck are starting the day with you. That is a fun way to do it. Immediately moving to 10 a.m. is Colin Cowherd, who for many years was on tape delay here, less the Dan Patrick years, this, that, the other thing. Also, like, full disclosure on that stuff, like, sports talk radio fan, we know Dan Patrick did not draw. Like, I'm just being real transparent here. People did not care about Dan Patrick when he left the station and Colin Cowherd came on in delay. That was an upgrade for the station. And Colin Cowherd is now live. You can get him 10 to 1 every day. And then live, you can get Jim Rome 1 to 4. And then live, you can get us 2 men on 4 to 7. So thank you for taking the time with us on a sports talk day. There we go.
Look, Jim, just get on base. We'll knock you in. That's all we ask.
I like that.
Don't just run people off of our station. You keep them there, and we'll close out the deal for you.
Now, we are going to struggle at times because I know no one listens to that smack off thing. That thing died 10 years ago. I don't know why they're still doing it.
God bless it.
It needs to stay just buried.
Yeah, like your old job at Owen Mills. R.I.P. Owen Mills.
You are talking about the photo booth at Kmart,
Correct.
the Owen Mills.
Yeah.
You know about that, Jake?
Owen Mills? No, I know about Kmart, though.
For now.
It's not Owen, it's Olin. Olin Mills.
Yeah.
What? Clarify for me, please.
Okay, think studio.
Yeah.
Okay, and then instead of having digital backdrops that could be replaced, they were pulled down different color ones with gradient fill on them.
Like a really bad high school play, like backdrop.
Exactly like that.
And the giant wicker chair.
Mm-hmm.
Got to have the giant wicker chair.
And then they had ottomans of different sizes, so you could set your Catholic family on them in succession of size.
Okay.
And then you would build Russian nesting dolls, a pyramid of people to where all the heads were exposed.
Yep. And then at the last one, they said, "Let's try one with funny hats." Huh?
So
I
you were
got
the
a whole
photographer?
box of funny hats.
No, I just did development.
Okay.
And also this, when you would sign up for your time slot with the Olin Mills, they would give you a 10% discount or whatever, so you can go and buy collared shirts at the Kmart because they were all inside of the Kmart.
Smart. That's a great business plan.
The blue light special, we will tell you about in another date.
Yeah, this was before glamour shots at the mall.
Yes, very much.
See, I've done those.
I'm not surprised.
I've also done those.
I am a little surprised.
Luke Markwith is with us. He is Howie Sports Page. We are here today with he until 7 o'clock. It is playoff football next Monday. We will be here with he for that. It is the someone's Dallas?
Vikings Rams.
Oh, it's not Dallas.
Nice. Good joke.
Isaiah Johnson is rejoining us on the program where we spent the entirety of last hour talking about Mike McCarthy, or at least it felt that way. And now we will move on to you want to go draft first, or you want to go with current roster for your Cowboys question? Oh, you got a new Cowboys jacket? Was that on clearance? Where'd you get that?
No, it actually came off of the official NFL website.
On clearance.
The Cancun website?
No, they sparked the price up because they knew that the Cowboys were about to get Ashton Genty and Tyreek Hill. So that's what the Cowboys roster is going to look like. So I don't know how much I need to really – that's a fact. So
You sound like a New York Knicks fan during 2015 through 2019.
Oh, really? Because the official odds dropped for Tyreek Hill's next team, and the Cowboys are first.
There's no way Ashton Genty is going to the Cowboys. He won't get past the Bears at 10.
Yeah,
and not to be that guy, never in the history of the NFL is a team drafting between 10 and 20 gotten a guy that just put him over the hump. That doesn't happen.
Jahmyr Gibbs went 12. He just had 4 touchdowns last night.
He had 5.
No.
I have no idea how many he had.
And even better. Even better.
And he's not the guy that did it. It's not he who is saving that team. It's because David Montgomery wasn't there. He's all that is left as an option.
Dan Campbell's the one that saved that team.
Hey, he's way better than I thought.
Oh, yeah.
I thought he sucked.
He's a good hype. He's a great hype man.
No,
He's
I
a
mean
dude.
those guys play for him.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's really a hype man or if he's got them all convinced that you convince everyone else that he's a hype man.
Well, if you look at the post game, I mean, he's in there giving away awards like Wolf of Wall Street type energy in there. Everyone's clapping, everyone's in unison.
Man, people
That's
don't
a
love
brotherhood in there.
Oh, I guarantee you, he gets up and mixes it up in practice with those guys. Like pulls a guy out and goes in there and
Oh,
you know.
yeah. Oh yeah, those are and see that's the big thing with Campbell. Some people, they just talk about he's only a hype man. Little things like that matter. Like if you have a great week of practice, your team comes out ready. If your practice feels like a golf event, like I'm sure the Cowboys did with McCarthy, then you're going to come out flat and get blown out by the Packers in the playoffs.
And they have fun. The Detroit Lions have fun.
Yeah.
They do multiple trick plays every game. They look forward to it. Like they enjoy practice. You know how rare that is?
You know,
Taking a bunch of millionaires to enjoy hard work.
I'm telling you, the easiest job in the NFL is the punter for the Detroit Lions.
Not for the Bears.
There hasn't been a job that easy in sports since Cal Ripken Jr.'s backup.
And speaking of the Bears, if they were to do anything other than get that left tackle who will surely be there from Texas, that organization hates Caleb Williams.
Kelvin Banks?
Yes. The Bears have no choice but to get a left tackle.
He could go as high as 4 to New England, but it'll probably be the tackle out of LSU.
Will Campbell?
Is that his name?
Yeah.
Banks will not be there in time for the Cowboys because he'll go to the 49ers after the Bears take Genty at 10. The Cowboys
He's talking about the Bears taking the tackle.
It's not going to happen.
Banks.
Yeah, no, he caught that part, Luke. He caught that part.
The Cowboys are going to end up with the wide receiver out of Missouri.
Luther?
Yeah.
If Genty is gone, that's more than likely who we'll get, which is still not a bad thing. But we're going to get Tyreek, so we don't need Luther. So Genty gets taken, we're trading back.
Oh, he would be like the maybe 6th best offensive player. You get him at 12. Stretch, wasted draft pick, another year down the drain.
I think if the Cowboys and Jerry Jones really want Ashton Genty, he's going to call his best friend Roger Goodell, and Roger Goodell is going to tell everyone from 1 to 11 that Ashton Genty is off the board.
Yeah.
Let him go to Dallas. As much as we talk crap about Dallas and Jerry Jones, they literally got it like that.
The only realistic move I could see for the Cowboys to get a decent player is they trade the 9th pick with the Saints because the Saints can't afford a top guy.
You idiots. We alluded to this earlier. It's like none of you work in storytelling. They're going to trade Mike McCarthy in the 12th overall pick to the Bears for the 10th overall pick. They're going to end up with Ashton Genty. They're going to be able to claim he was a 10 or a top 10 draft pick. They're going to get the new coach they want. That's the narrative. If you're going to just make up stuff, at least make up something cool and sexy.
You don't think league-wide collusion is sexy?
No, it's
That's
cool in
pretty
its own
fun.
way.
That's
It's cool in its own way.
Pretty cool story, bro.
It's just commonplace. It's not even sexy at this point. We're used to it.
Listen, when you're a man like me, you don't go for the 10 out of 10, okay? You settle
Smart.
for the 5.
Yep.
It's the old George Carlin line. I never had a 10, but one night I had 5 2s.
How many? I'm trying to think of how many defensive linemen and linebackers from the Mountain West are in the NFL. It's got to be an incredibly small number. So now I'm thinking about Ashton Genty going up against actual talent in the NFL.
As long as he has actual
saw what
talent to help him.
Yeah. I mean, you saw what happened versus Penn State. It was like,
Kind of all 11 guys went and ganged up on him. Yes. If they want to do it, please put him in Dallas and let everybody look at Genty and not CeeDee Lamb. I'm all for it. I dare you.
It's a bad comp, but that's been happening to Derrick Henry his whole career, and he still keeps eating up defenses. I'm not saying Ashton Genty is going to be as good as Derrick Henry. I think he's going to be close, but he better get used to it because if he's that good, they're going to stack the box.
That's the real. I don't imagine him going and running for 1,800. I'm thinking about what he would do to the Cowboys offense concept-wise. You can't go out and play Dallas and just focus on CeeDee Lamb if you got somebody that strong and fast back there who, if you like miss one tackle, you could pay for it, especially the cornerbacks. I mean, the guys that were stripping him on Penn State were like big dudes. If he gets to the second level in the NFL, it's going to look just like college.
Well, and the biggest strength that Henry and Saquon have is they get stronger as the game goes on. They can have 30 yards on their first 15 carries, but they wear down the defense and they break them, and that's what Genty's going to have to condition himself to do.
He got some good practice, and also Saquon and Lamar. That's why I believe. I mean, Saquon and Derrick Henry. Jalen Hurts may have not been having the best year, but Saquon was carrying that offense. But I think, a lot of Derrick Henry's success, Lamar Jackson, 41 touchdowns, 4 picks. Like, he's a good quarterback, but he's not 41 touchdowns, 4 interceptions good. That's because defenses are like,
just did it.
Stop Henry. Well, defenses are saying, stop Henry. Lamar's going to have to beat us with his arm. Like, what's not going to happen, Lamar's not running for 100, and Henry's not running for 100.
But Lamar has shown he can beat him with his arm.
Yeah.
And that's why he might win MVP.
Whoopsie.
I think he may. If he doesn't win MVP, it's only because he's going to be punished for winning the last 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's getting a LeBron effect.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, at some point, because his numbers bear out to be the MVP again.
I'm looking at CeeDee Lamb's numbers because I didn't realize what they were. So he caught over 100 balls, which is sweet.
Yeah.
For Cooper Rush, he did a great season.
Cooper Rush is a better throw it to him quarterback than the other guy. So I'm looking here. He just didn't score enough. That's his only problem. Like, everyone above him scored more except for somebody named Trey McBride, who I think is like an escape check down tight end. So, like, yeah, he just got to score more. And maybe if they have a running game, maybe there's a thing where he can get underneath the guy or do a thing. Maybe, he don't catch it in the end zone.
Yeah, he catches it down to the 8 or the 12, and then that field tightens up, and you don't have the space to move. And that's where you need that running game.
Exactly, and then field goal. That's like Brandon Aubrey. I mean, although he can kick it from 65, I mean, he's the most surefire. As long as McCarthy's the coach, take the kicker because he's so conservative. He's just cool with
more quarterback draws for Cooper Rush. I agree completely. Very smart, Isaiah. I heard you.
He's also low key. He's low key afraid of the yard to gain because of all the guys kind of in the top 10 here, he has the second lowest of first downs, like gained. So there's something weird there too, because you kind of think of him as a, move the chains, get out wide kind of guy, but he's only a 53% marker, and everyone else is kind of above that, except for a dude named Malik Neighbors.
Yeah, but when you have that many pre-snap penalties and you're on 1st and 19 or
good point.
1st and 23, then you get that. You get that 18-yard catch, and it's still not a first down.
Yeah,
Luke is on it because the false starts are coming with a McCarthy led team.
Oh yeah, there's no discipline.
Yeah, I give Neighbors his credit, though, because what my argument for CD doesn't work for Neighbors because they both, yes, I know we love Cooper Rush on this show, but on a realistic standpoint, CD Lamb going for 1,000 yards this season is very impressive and more impressive from Malik Neighbors.
Almost. Whoa, no.
Yeah, I think
Neighbors.
It's awesome that he was able to pull it off with Dak Prescott at his quarterback for like 8 games. Like, that's very
impressive. He almost had 2,000 with Dak in 23.
Neighbors caught balls from 5 different quarterbacks?
That's what I'm saying.
That's way
He's
more
the
impressive.
best one.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, okay.
If I'm going to get one moving forward, it's not Jamar Chase. It's Malik Neighbors.
Brian Thomas Jr. too.
Hey, that tight end for Vegas. Oh my gosh.
Brock Bowers?
That's the sexiest dude I've ever seen out there. There's some dudes that just show up and can play the game.
Brock Bowers is what Aaron Hernandez was supposed to be.
Well, hold on. What are you doing? There's a lot of comps.
That's Kelsey.
There's so many more comps.
Like, what did you do that
so
for?
Many more.
Before all the shenanigans of Aaron Hernandez, he was supposed to be that lethal weapon with Gronk.
Again, lethal weapon? You're going with lethal
There's
weapon?
so many words.
Is that what you're doing, Jake?
What are you going to say? He got because he got a shot?
He was a shooter.
Like, what are you doing? You going to say he hung in there? Like, what are you doing?
No, he didn't. But
literally.
He could catch passes with his hands cuffed behind his back.
Is that what you're going to say? Is that your next one?
Well, Luke just took it out of my mouth. So
okay,
I've heard that plenty of times.
That's a different one. When we get back from the break, we shut the door for all of 2025 on Dallas Cowboys Talk. It's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. ton of sports this week. Thursday is the big Penn State Notre Dame game. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Playoff football over the weekend. That will also be fun. Your favorite team's probably got a bye. That will be fun for you. And then it is into Monday Night Football again at Howie's 1 week from today. We are on all week long until I think the 6 o'clock hour. There's some stuff going on. There's women's Lobo basketball. There's a coaches show. There's some stuff. So come hang out with us as often and as much as you can. We will be here for you. The live chat's going crazy. Sorry I'm not caught up on it. From the live chat, Joel, UNM should bring back Bob Davies, and UNM can be a farm team for Notre Dame. Okay, don't like that one so much. A lot of support for the Lobos in the live chat. Thank you today. Canada's Prime Minister's Twitter account is going to change their profile pic soon. Okay, that's a Trudeau thing. Like, what do we, that party's in trouble. Houses are just too expensive. I was in Vancouver. We looked. They're way too expensive.
It's crazy how that has nothing to do with the Prime Minister, but he's going to take all the heat.
All of it. Every single aspect of it. All of it. All the time.
Yeah, that party's down like 25%, like 25 points in like polling.
They're in trouble.
You guys should Google who's running for Prime Minister in Great Britain.
Is it Elon Musk?
No. I'll let you. I don't want to say the name.
I'll look it up.
Is it Rowan Atkinson?
No.
I'm going to struggle to name another British guy.
Prime Minister Bean?
Roy Kent?
Give it about 10 seconds.
I would vote for Roy Kent.
Hell yeah, we would.
He's omnipresent.
Roy Kent in England and Wayne Gretzky in Canada.
Are all these things true? Is that who it is? All right, we're not fighting Isaiah. Who is it?
Mr.
David
Andrew
Beckham.
Tate's running for prime.
I
Who?
thought he was Romanian.
He is now. Can't leave the country.
Yeah, he claims he's running for it out there.
Yeah, that's a thing they do to get engagement on the internet.
Yeah,
he
you
got you
familiar?
good, Isaiah.
I didn't hear who it was.
I thought about Kanye until his name started showing up on ballots. That was a real thing.
Well, I don't think his name was on ballots. You could just write him in.
Correct.
But it had to be in crayon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
And in the state, you could write it in.
When you saw the actual numbers, he had like, I think he had like a good little
Had a few votes.
chunk of voters.
Well, I mean, every year Vermin Supreme gets a couple votes too. He's a guy that wears a boot on his head.
I've never heard of this person.
Vermin
I did.
Supreme?
Vermin either.
Yeah,
We
Vermin
heard of
Supreme.
Kanye.
Don't say it to me like that.
Everybody knows that.
What are you doing? You trying to put me in a situation here?
He's a Pastafarian.
I'm doing the thing where the audience doesn't know the thing, and then you're going to attack me about the thing?
Yeah.
I don't know about pasta eating soup shoe heads.
Yeah, he worships in
The
the
Church
house
of the Flying Spaghetti
the
Monster.
Flying Spaghetti Monster.
His
Everybody
name's
knows
what?
this. Vermin Supreme.
Vernon?
Vermin. He's a vermin.
Like
Vermin Supreme.
like a rodent.
Like a possum.
He wears a boot on his head, and when he's not wearing a boot, he wears a colander.
What's he a boot?
It's all about it.
Well, he's American, so.
Then how would he run for British Prime Minister?
Yep, you missed that part.
Yeah.
We were just saying he gets a few votes every year. Just so did Kanye.
Well, Kanye had an actual campaign. I saw it. He was wearing a mask.
He did make a speech.
Are there politicians who don't wear masks?
We all wear masks.
Nobody cared who I was until I put on the mask.
I thought you were going Jim Carrey there, Fred.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I was doing Ben Stein. I was doing a little Ben Stein over here.
Jim Carrey's got a little viral little quote about the mask.
The London Jaguars have fired coach Doug Peterson. He gone.
Couldn't happen to a better guy.
What are you doing? He seems fine.
That's what I'm saying. It's a bummer. He seems like a really nice guy.
He destroyed Trevor Lawrence's career.
I mean, Trevor Lawrence had a part in that too.
Yeah.
I mean, the GM had a big part to do with it by not getting him any talent until this
Are
year.
you talking about Tony Khan?
Well, he's no Jerry Jones. He hires out.
No, he doesn't. Tony Khan is not Shad Khan. His son, Tony Khan,
AEW?
Tony.
who owns AEW, is also the director of football initiatives and player growth and design and development on digital streams and development again.
All right. Well, good job drafting Brian Thomas Jr., Tony. Besides that, your moves haven't gone very well.
Well, the GM is really Trent Baalke, and a lot of people do not like him in the football world, which is very hard to attract head coaches. He's survived 2 firings already with Urban Meyer and Doug Peterson, and he's a big reason why it's not a very suitable landing spot to be a head coach.
So on the count of 3, everyone say Byron Leftwich. Okay, you ready?
Should have been
1.
the last 2. Should have been the coach 2 coaches ago.
Could have coached when he was playing.
100%.
I say they bring Lovie Smith in.
Why?
He would be the perfect embodiment of Jacksonville.
Why are you saying this? And stop calling them Jacksonville. They play in London.
For now.
Legitimate teams never play in London. Jacksonville plays in London every year.
Sometimes multiple times in a year.
And they're
They-
considered home games.
Didn't they stay there in back-to-back weeks?
Yeah, last year. Don't
Yeah.
even get me started on that one.
Why not? Why can't I get you started on that?
Well, because the second week, the Buffalo Bills had to go to London and play them.
It's a 3-hour flight, you coward. That's as far as they fly to go to California.
That's like an 8-hour flight.
No, it is not.
From New York to London?
The
yes.
closest place to London?
Well, Buffalo is 6 hours away from the city.
Not in a
Walking?
plane.
Yeah, not in the other direction.
Curvature of the earth, brother.
You don't think the Earth is flat?
Oh, God.
I don't either.
Whoever is going to be Jacksonville's next coach needs to know how to protect their number 1 industry in Jacksonville. Somebody like James Harden.
It's 9.5 hours from Buffalo to London.
Yeah, whoever's going to be the next coach needs to have dual citizenship.
That will help. No warrants with the crown.
Yeah.
See, what if they did a reverse Ted Lasso and hired a soccer coach to be the head
All right,
coach?
no, I'm following
might-
this.
that
Keep
might-
going.
That might be their only
See,
option.
and
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know any soccer coaches on the top of my head right now. That would be a
Forget
good
what
candidate.
you
Well, no,
just
but in London, I'm sure there's plenty.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
How about former soccer player? Now, hear me out. You hire Keira Knightley, okay? She comes in, head coach and director of whatever I just said about Tony Khan, does the whole thing, and she bends it like Beckham.
She could be their white Knightley.
I like this idea.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Because the Lobos already screwed up not having the first women's head coach in college football. Again.
I still think Condoleezza Rice could do it.
Oh, she could do it.
Condoleezza for GM, not coach. She would make a fantastic GM.
You started like
Or
started
president of
no.
football
See,
operations.
this is why we need DEI, because you're just trying to give people jobs they don't deserve. Okay, you start her somewhere lowly like travel secretary, and you let her build her way up.
Oh, she has the playoff committee.
Is that true? Is there collusion here, Van? You didn't even tell us about this.
Yeah, obviously.
I don't want to believe that the NFL is legitimate because of all these examples of reasons why it's not.
Just heaps and heaps of evidence getting in the way.
Constantly and unabashed.
Oh, bummer.
And then you have Sunday Night Football last night to fill out the thing where the NFC North is better than it's ever been in the history of the NFC North
The game of the year.
until they play each other.
Yeah, until like probably halfway through the first quarter.
Minnesota was like, but we do still get to play next week. Like, no matter what, because we can just, we're pretty good on the road, boys. I mean, we don't mind.
They
That's
are.
a very frustrating score, though. If you're a Vikings fan, because it seemed like they were just so close to getting a touchdown so many times in that first half. And then you came to realization that maybe they just don't have it in them. Jefferson, at one point, for back-to-back possessions, he was open about 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
They went to him 6 passing plays in a row. Me and Van were watching it, and we were watching our prize picks.
Yes, obviously.
And we go, we're like trying to look up his contract to figure out what the incentive
Well,
was
yeah, I
here.
looked up all the incentives the night before.
Yeah.
I had heavy on Mike Evans and
Same.
Geno Smith. And,
Mike Evans crushed me yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't do it either, did he? He got like the barely there at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Well, they did a fake snap or like knee, and then they just did a little toss off to him.
That's what we just said.
Yeah.
For a yard, and he needed 1 yard.
No, he hit his 1,000-yard quota, but he didn't hit like the 8 or 9 more that we needed on Prize Picks.
Yeah.
no.
They knew it too on prize picks.
Oh yeah.
They were like, listen, if he gets it, they'll be done. It'll be, and technically the clock expired, so it was done no matter what. And then the internet, because the internet's an idiot. So the internet is like, oh, the heat's going to come down on Baker Mayfield, and he's going to come down on Mike Evans, and no, it is not. Like, This is the most pro-labor sitch ever.
Yeah. Oh, you don't think a NFL franchise who has a legendary first ballot Hall of Fame wide receiver is going to let him get $3 million? They knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
100%. That check is already written.
They were talking about it in the press conference from the week before or week after.
I think you still have to pay that stuff if it's close. I think what you do, like if you're the front office, you do like in the vicinity. Like, were you within a reasonable grasp of that? And if the answer is yes, you get paid. And players will notice that stuff.
Yeah.
Unless it's Jerry Jones.
Oh,
and all you need to do is take a couple snaps to hit your bonus.
Dude, that sucks.
Trey, I got to say, we believe in you. We're going to send you out there. We're going to see what we got. We're going to show the league what we've been holding back.
Worst case scenario, team, we get his draft stock up.
I mean, I know you guys
Matt
thought
Flynn,
Jerry
He was leading in the second half in his defense.
It'd have been a blowout
you
there
guys-
to Cooper.
I know
Yeah,
you guys
100%.
thought Jerry after the game said he literally didn't know.
Yeah, he's lying. That's
Yeah,
all
they
he.
asked him,
Then
like,
cut a check.
He's a
I didn't
stand-up
know
dude.
until I read it.
Then cut a check.
Yeah, cut a check.
That's what you do right then. You say, but I'm going to make it right.
And you make it double right, like Mark
Yeah.
Cuban. And you then cut a check for $250,000 to the Boys and Girls Club of the greater Dallas, Arlington area.
Well,
And you say, my bad. That's what you do. Cut two.
Jerry said, actually, Taylor Sheridan and the fine people at Landman just gave me a check for $250,000. So here you go, Coop. Calls him Coop. That's what he calls him.
Of course he calls him Coop.
Yeah.
I watched Interstellar last night, so Coop's on the mind.
Oh,
What is Interstellar?
stellar movie.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Christopher Nolan.
Oh, that like old movie?
Space movie.
Freshen up. Yeah.
So I want to make sure I understand this here. The reference you just brought up is this 10-year-old space movie.
Interstellar
than
will
10.
always be relevant.
It just came back in the theaters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Did
was
you
a
watch it
10-year
in
anniversary.
the theater?
Yeah,
Okay.
of course.
It's the exact same movie. It's not like a new Nosferatu.
The exact same movie.
Oh, well, you've already seen it.
But in IMAX.
But there was 13 seconds of previously unseen footage.
Nice, Luke. That's the
Thank you.
take. If you walk up to me and you say, "Hey, you know what I'm really excited about? Watching something I already seen." First of all, you're a loser.
You don't rewatch things? Or
Oh God, no.
do you re-listen to music?
I
I mean, I rewatched a few home movies, but that's about it.
If it's a movie that's got a lot
okay.
to catch, if there's a lot to follow,
The ones
I
that
might
are in your
rewatch.
hidden drawer.
Well, then, yeah,
Luke.
it's just like breaking down game tape. That's just like breaking down game tape.
Smart. Very smart.
I like that one. I've heard that.
That's where my hip problem came from.
Yeah. I mean, we're always trying to improve. you know?
Yeah, for sure.
You mean you didn't go back and watch the choreography of Gladiator to get the cinematic aspect? No, I did not. I did not do that. That's what a loser does.
I got a list of classics that I enjoy watching once a year, once every other year.
What?
And basically all of Chris Nolan's movies are on that
Yeah.
list.
Agreed.
You guys are lame as it gets. Go outside, touch grass, do anything else.
Do you want me to go outside at 12 o'clock at night?
Go to bed. Go to your bed.
I mean, I
I know
was
you-
watching in bed. I rewatch movies in
Fall
bed.
asleep in your bed.
I have a sleeping problem.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
You have a you don't do enough stuff during the day problem.
I do a lot during the day.
So you
Yeah, I know
only
we love that.
you
love the
only
Hangover.
listen. Sorry, Zay.
No, you're good.
You only listen to Nelly's country grammar one time and then put it away.
We're not talking about music. We're talking about movies.
Oh, okay.
Music's different. It's
Art.
passive.
Yep.
It's passive.
I only looked at the Mona Lisa one time.
Yeah, and then I got the gist of it. I'm not gonna sit there and go, oh, you're right. Those eyebrows are sisters, not twins.
You know those things that give my life joy and make me happy? No, only one time.
One time.
Yeah. You could only have an Arby's Market Fresh sandwich one time.
That's what Fuji said.
Do you order the McRib every time it comes back?
That's different.
Is
No,
it?
you got him.
Yeah.
Is it?
I only had the McRib one time, and I said I never need it ever
What
again.
if you got to eat the McRib in IMAX? Huh? Would you show up again and eat it?
Are they
Yes,
serving
you would.
it during a movie I haven't seen?
I know we love The Hangover on this show.
The
but I
what?
did The Hangover.
No, we do not.
I'm in a big hangover group. I love it.
Yeah, I'm in that.
I saw
If they
one.
have-
Saw one time.
Hard stance. If they wouldn't have made the second and third one, we might consider that the
No,
greatest
I
comedy
saw
of
it
all
one
time.
time. It's not good.
Yeah, no, that movie's been rewatched about 100 times.
You should give it some more space in between watchings, though.
Yes,
It gets
exactly.
really good if you give it a couple years. I know you're young and you can't give a lot of years in between anything at your age, but like space it out a little bit. It's going to be like the first time.
When it came out, I was like 16, 17.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen it in a couple years. Napoleon Dynamite's on there too. You wait a couple years, few years.
Agree.
Good look.
Yeah,
The Hangover came out when we were like 10.
Who does Isaiah hand his black card to when he's watching Napoleon Dynamite over and over again?
I hand it to the other Black Americans who have all seen The Hangover.
I said Napoleon Dynamite. It's 2 men on.
I mean, Napoleon Dynamite.
95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to 2 Men On. We are live at Howie's Sports Page. Real fun 5 o'clock hour for this one. If you're traditionally tuning in on Monday, you're hearing Westwood One, home of your Monday night. No, it's us. We're here till 7 tonight. So hang out with us. Enjoy the time. We're enjoying it with you. Also, thank you for starting the year with us. I hope your resolution was listen to 2 Men On more. Also, you can get our podcast everywhere you get podcasts. Spotify does well. iTunes does well. There's some other options too. Chase that down. Isaiah, is hour 1 up yet or no? He's checking the upload. It might be. Possibility.
I have faith in him. I think it is.
It might be. It will be soon if it's not.
He's going to give you some good news right here.
It's tough. Like, the digital world is a different world. Isaiah back with us now with his headset on. Isaiah,
Yes.
is the hour 1 podcast up yet?
No, not yet.
No.
I'm wrestling with this computer here.
Oh, fight it. Hit it in the face.
My money's on
Yeah.
Jay.
All right. Well, if you tune in now, or if you subscribe now, though, you can get our year in review episode, which we did last Thursday. So please join us on the podcast network of your choice. Also, means the world to us if you leave a 5-star or whatever review. That helps with the algorithm. That's a big deal. Cannot really stress that to you enough. Do that. If you leave a review, like if you write something, to the moon, boys.
To the moon.
To the moon.
Quite helpful.
The whole thing's figured out now.
Also, don't just text me that you like the program.
Yeah. Show me a screenshot.
Yeah, screenshot that Spotify, baby.
You ever watch any of these like press conferences after coaches get fired?
Yeah, all the time.
Like, go up there, give your speech. Yeah, it's gonna be an off season. It's gonna be a whole thing. Gonna go through talking about Gerard Mayo fired. Like,
He was the fall guy. He fell on the sword for that organization. I really believe that it was a 1-year contract, despite what the contract said. They knew exactly what they're doing with him. He was a placeholder
Do you think
until
he
they
knew
could get
that?
a big name. Oh, of course not.
no, he didn't know that.
No.
Yeah, Gronk had a lot to say about that, and then he got cut off.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they were like commercial, yay!
Yeah,
Oh,
I've never seen that.
I missed that. He's gonna end up with a team, probably not as head coach, probably as a defensive something.
As he should.
But
Maybe go back to his old job as a linebacker coach.
no, he'll get a coordinator position. And it'll be about somebody from that Belichick coaching tree deal.
Yeah.
Will bring him in.
100% agree. I think he did so much with so little. A rookie quarterback.
Well, he didn't win any games.
A rookie quarterback and the worst roster in all of football. And he still won 4 games. Like, that's a resume all in itself.
Most of their guys wouldn't have played for the team in the movie The Replacements.
Correct.
Hey, I mean, Jimmy Johnson went 1-15 his first year.
With a bunch of rookies and nobodies. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll never get to see what Gerard Mayo did.
I'm trying to find Joe Milton's deal. It has to be multiple more years, though.
Yeah, he's
He's
a rookie.
He's on his rookie.
He was
deal.
So he's got 5 years,
4. He's a
Four for
6th round
sure.
draft pick.
6th round, yeah.
Yeah. You only get the 5th deal in the first round.
What round they take him in? 6th or
The
something?
6th, yeah.
Trade him. They've never had success with quarterbacks in the 6th round in New England.
Yeah.
He looked awesome.
The
on
Jets would
Sunday.
love him. Trade him with the Jets.
He should legit get a shot somewhere. He just looked like a modern NFL quarterback.
No, he did. He made some great throws on the run.
Yeah.
And
Across his body.
the biggest concern for him going into the draft was his accuracy, and he was pretty spot on.
Yeah.
Started off 11 of 11. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only person to ever do it more than him to start his career was our boy Garner Minshew.
Yeah.
12 for 12.
Were they legit 11 for 11, or was it like check down, check down, check down?
Well, again, it was against the Bills' 2nd and 3rd teamers, but still, they're NFL football players.
And he had some big throws in there. I didn't see the first 11 or know the sequence, but he had some big throws down the stretch.
Well, he looked the part, and I don't think he'll play over Drake May because you can't if you're New England.
No way.
But if you're New England and you can get anything better than a 6th round pick for him, do it. Like, get him gone because he's not going to play for you. Also, the least surprising news in the NFL came out this afternoon. I'm going to tell you boys what it is when we get back from the break. It's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to 2 Men On. We're live at Howie's Sports page. Guys, I'm like a handful of days away from my 1-year anniversary of my veneers from Isham Dental.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Still holding up really good.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I can eat corn.
Corn nuts, even.
Yeah, that's more impressive.
Mm-hmm.
I can
Chips right now are really.
I can crack open a pistachio without even sucking on it first.
Wow.
With your
Wow.
fingers?
You should see him do it, too.
Yeah, it's hot.
Doesn't break eye contact.
No, and
Can you eat? Yep.
I'm tie a cherry stem with my tongue while I'm doing it.
Whoa.
It's hot, dude.
Can you eat cereal before it gets soggy, though? That's when you know you've made
How
it.
much cereal?
I mean, he lets it sit a little bit, but that's just
Yeah.
personal preference.
You say if it's Captain Crunch, you gotta let it sit a little bit. You like cut the roof of your mouth.
Yeah, for sure.
Exactly what I'm thinking about.
I'm doing hot girl like January, obviously, because I'm on this weight loss journey still.
Okay.
It's not what you call it. You don't call it. I feel like that's the correct one.
Sure.
It's a liquidy diet, boys. That's my thing. Speaking of, over at Howie, so our 6 o'clock is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, baby.
The least surprising news of the day, Deshaun Watson is not recovering. Does not look one day after the season like he's going to be capable to play next year. And insurance is about to buy this thing out. You're never going to see this dude in the public eye again for athletics. He will definitely break the law in some capacity.
I mean, he's already broken the law enough. Like, can we please have a court case already to get rid of this guy forever?
Or at least OJ him and get him on something else.
Yeah.
You know?
Give him the old Al Capone.
But that has to wait like 20 years.
It's too long. It's too long, Jake. We need it now. This offseason.
Well, he's blowing up on TikTok.
What does that mean?
Okay.
So Deshaun Watson has gotten very popular on TikTok.
No, he is
That's
not.
a bummer.
Posting videos with him and his girlfriend, wife, whoever it is.
Massage
Maybe massage
therapist.
therapist. Yeah.
He made a little cryptic post, though. He made a little cryptic post. It was about a week and a half ago. He put up a little TikTok. The lyrics were something like, "You don't want to stay around. I'm not going to make you because if I really love you, I'll let you go."
Talking about the Browns?
Yeah, it's okay. Well, then release yourself.
No,
Nope,
that was
nobody?
his. Yep,
Nobody?
that was his. Yep.
Nobody.
He doesn't do it by himself.
He does it through force.
I'm not trying to be that guy, but as correct as I was about Bronco Mendenhall, that's how I've been about this. I told you from the beginning.
Yep.
The immediate backlash to that contract, to that signing, to the public everything. There's no way he's going to take another snap for the Cleveland Browns.
They're already talking about acquiring Kirk Cousins. Like, why would you leak that information that you're interested in Kirk Cousins and his already inflated contract when you got a horrible person with an inflated contract? It's too much already.
Well,
They need to bring in somebody milquetoast to give them a little bit of credibility and bring in old khaki pants Kirk Cousins.
They have more faith in his Achilles, too.
Kirko Bangs is like the exact polar opposite.
The Browns are 100% taking Shedeur Cam Ward.
Yeah. Whichever one's there.
I think
Kirk
they're gonna
Cousins
take
is the guy that the girl has pick her up for the prom date to meet the parents.
For sure.
And then she ends up leaving the prom with Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
They could also just take Travis Hunter, though. That'd be sweet.
Oh, God. I pray for that man every day.
Why?
Just Cleveland is where high draft picks go to die.
Literally everyone except for Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
Like everyone except for Myles Garrett has been a bust.
No, you rave about stupid offensive linemen and stuff. I've heard
Joe
you do
Thomas?
this.
Joe Thomas,
yeah,
yeah.
that's it.
Yeah. Okay.
That dude did suck, though.
And that
That's
was a
good note.
long time ago.
So long ago.
You see, Adidas made Travis put his Instagram back up. That's not confirmed, but he definitely came back with an Adidas toast.
Yeah, and they're
Like
probably
the main
running
post.
it.
I don't understand what that means. What happened?
Travis
You know,
deleted
Travis-
his Instagram because of the girlfriend
Why do you
situation.
guys know that?
And then he comes back with an Adidas. They're like, "Hey, brother, we don't care. Just sign the contract."
Is it like a
Posted that.
new Instagram, or did he restart his old
It's the
Instagram?
same one. It's the same one.
Can you
Adidas
just
is
do
like,
that if
"I'm
you
not
delete
archiving
Archive it. Yeah, you
Yeah, you
have
can-
30 days to reactivate
So he
it.
was never
Is
deleting
it a
it.
joint account?
This is a good question.
He doesn't have any collaborator posts on there.
How are you seeing all this stuff on TikTok when you're rewatching all these movies?
Good question.
I wrote that
Because
joke for Fred.
I watch 3 things at the same time. I have a sports game on, I have a movie on,
Yeah, the
and then I
benefit
play
of
on
watching
TikTok.
something you've watched a bunch of times, you don't have to
Yeah,
pay
have to
attention
watch
to
it,
it.
yeah.
How many screens do you have?
Have
Have you tried vitamin D?
I think this is why
Yeah,
you
I
can't
take one
sleep
every
at
day.
night. Sensory overload.
I would change my Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky handle to Adidas, ADIA. All day I dream about Shador. That's what I would change it to,
Yeah.
and then that would be my only tweet or Blue Sky tweet. X post.
Shador would be a really good pick in like the 3rd round. It's like a 3rd round grade to me. I think he would be a steal in the 3rd.
A lot of top guys, like in the NFL exec world, don't have him as a first day
Alrighty,
draft.
boys.
Okay.
Yeah, but
I
that's the
couldn't
thing
hear it. We got to go to break.
Yep.
Whenever we
Yes,
get back,
sir.
top of the hour, it's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. time. If your commute is Mondays only, thank you for joining us for the first time in a long time. 3-hour radio is my favorite radio. 90-minute radio, fine. Not for me. Give me 3-hour radio every time.
I mean, there's 5 of us at Howie's on Mondays, so like 3 hours feels like 90 minutes.
It is 1 hour away from Monday Night Raw moving over to Netflix.
Ooh, is that today?
So officially, pro wrestling has gone R-rated. Like you can do anything now. Yeah. Like,
Well, internationally, they get everything now, right, on Netflix?
that's the thing. Yeah. So it's something like 110 out of 130 countries or something that have television or something. So anyway, so they're there. No, I think I'm way off. It's like 180 out of 190.
There's like 189 countries.
Yeah. So they're like right up there now. So it's a whole thing in
I
the
think you were thinking of Bones in the Body, I think. Yeah.
depending on age.
Because you're born with more.
Yeah, babers have more.
A few of them fuse together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You don't
then,
have kneecaps when you're a baby.
so that's what we're saying.
Yeah.
No cap.
Damn it, dude.
All right, 5-minute break. for
Yeah,
Jake.
take Casio,
We have a
everyone.
Five minute timeout.
One time drinking, he told me the Adam's apple was a bone. We had a whole conversation about it. And then he comes back with this fire joke about no cap. It's like the juxtaposition of it's the dichotomy of life.
I mean, that's what you get in a 3-hour program with Jake. A few of them are going to hit. A few of them are going to hit, man.
It's a numbers game.
It is.
That's all I go for. Couple.
The numbers.
Yeah, the numbers.
You were at the Lobo game over the weekend?
I was not. I was working, sadly.
Isaiah, you were at the Lobo game over the weekend?
I was.
1000th game at the Pit. Big overtime win for the Lobos over the Nevada somethings.
Wolfpack.
Woof, woof, woof. Did I get that close?
It was Lobos and Wolves.
Yeah. Everyone's a wolf pack.
No,
Bork,
no.
bork, bork.
Isaiah, pretty good energy there at the Pit over the weekend?
It was my first game ever.
What?
First off.
The what?
Yeah. So that's what the whole catch was for. Is that
Oh my
was
goodness.
actually my first Lobo game ever.
Did Carlos give
I
you a
got-
ticket? Like, what's the deal here?
No, I hit up Mr. St. Louis himself, Portnoy. Mr. Robert Portnoy, that is.
Uh-huh.
He hooked me up with some good spots, and the energy was great. I about lost my voice at the end, and also I made the decision just to cheer loudly anyways for the fun of it. But then I actually ended up with real reasons to cheer because you never know how the games are going to go.
Okay.
So
So,
you took a lady or a fella?
yeah, I have some friends. I'm with some friends.
Okay, that kind of answers that question.
Isaiah
There's a difference between friends and a lady.
Isaiah
mind.
told me that he went to the Lobo game just to listen to Carlos do the PA,
Carlos Tenorio?
but he fell in love with Lobo basketball while he was
Dang,
there.
dude.
Yeah.
It was like one of those things, though. It's like Fred. It's like when I saw you in action at Duke City Championship Wrestling for the first time. You see someone outside of the radio element. You see them when they're super comfortable. I see Carlos, and I've done. I did public address at Highlands, and I would be ready to puke up there. Just
bottom
thinking
tier,
about-
the worst, really.
well, even just reading off a page of paper, welcome to this field. Please stand for the national anthem. I would just be in my own head about it. So I'm watching Carlos like I would probably puke in that situation. I know there's reps that go into it, but he did a good job. And he had the crowd getting lit.
Ladies and
Crowd
gentlemen, at this time we ask those who are willing and able to please stand for the playing.
well, no. So what he actually, if it was just that, maybe I'd been able to get away with it. But he did a good job with, the lineups, with reading off the names, getting the crowd hype. Now, I was impressed by Mr.
The more
Tamari.
European players we get, the harder those lineups get to read.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
We're just sitting in
Yeah.
Applin House.
Why don't they have any vowels in their name?
There's like 9 consonants in a row, and one of those has like a squiggle through it.
And that's the only time it matters is during the lineup. All that stuff where it's like, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Pit. The Mountain West prides itself on player responsibility and sportsmanship. And we ask that no comments made in derogatory nature or whatever. No one's listening to that.
Yeah.
Like, you can trip over that 100 times.
That's all legal mumbo
Yeah.
jumbo.
Like-
No one's gonna follow those.
Yeah. Any
That's where
action
you're
based.
scrolling to the bottom of the Apple terms, you know, and you're like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
You record if you're a pro, you record it.
Mhm.
Just press play. Like, here we go. Ugh. Also, ladies and gentlemen, is cold. Don't do that one. Like, give me Lobo fan.
Mhm.
You know, give me
Yeah.
hey Lobo supporters. You know, like let me get something of that nature.
Hey, all you athletic supporters out there.
Yeah. Oh, that's a
Nice.
good one. Yeah, super smart.
Pequeños.
Yeah. Hey, let's hear it from the guys on the north side. That's the one I want.
That's risky though, because what if it's just crickets?
It will never be. Not if I have the
No,
microphone.
once,
What do you?
ever.
That's
My goodness.
what? I'm not
Professionals.
broadcasting to friends and family.
That's where you do
Maybe
the
I
old
watch too many movies.
tap the mic. Is this thing on?
Yeah.
You know, that's the standard fallback for that, right?
Mic check. Are there any mics here?
You go into a really bad Rodney Dangerfield, and, you know, is this thing on? I mean, come on.
We're
Yeah,
in.
the Lobos, they get no respect.
Andrew Dice Clay.
Hey.
Oh, no. It's a family show.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Hickory dickory dock.
Open mic at a sporting. So I own that wrestling, right? We have multiple times been over the idea of bringing in someone to do crowd voiceover the way they used to do like jock jams and like and one videos.
Sure.
You know, like we have a weekly meeting, me and the ownership group, where we go, I mean, who could do it? You know, like who's the, like, would the crowd like it? I'm like, I think they would love it.
100% they would.
I don't
Yeah.
know though.
Yeah.
You got to try once.
If Jake Cassio is running like public mid-match address, I'm not saying we do it all night. We do it one match. Like it's the Jake Cassio voiceover experience, and it sucked. Whatever. And Hobo Hank is in, you know, like a full Nelson, and he just puts the microphone in front of his face. Hobo Hank, you're in a tough spot. What do you have to say for yourself? People are into
You gotta
that.
give it the obligatory. Oh, that's gotta hurt.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta mix that one in there.
You're in a real pickle there, Hank.
Yeah, if it was a half Nelson, you'd be in a better sitch.
Still better than a Father Nelson.
It's
Hey-o.
Go up to him right after a suplex, you know, wheezing for air.
yes. Are you okay? What do you
breathe.
That's why
Blink twice.
those exhibition ones and tournament ones do those. Those are fun. No one cares about those. The official conference games, no. It's like that make you throw up. Not interesting. It's too serious.
You just have to be impervious to any situation like that. You need a little sprinkle, little sprinkle of psychopathy, little sprinkle of sociopathy to not care about 10,000 people watching and listening to you in that exact moment, hanging on your every word. Their happiness for the whole evening hangs on your every syllable.
And
Well,
if you,
I mean, it's much
but
like
no
radio.
pressure,
They're
no
listening,
pressure.
but they're not watching. They can't see you, so you can kind of just create your own world up
no,
there.
they see if you screw up.
But like, half
Yeah.
of them, like the real fans, know exactly where you are, know exactly where your microphone is.
You ever?
And then the other half is like, where's the speakers? Hey, that's crazy.
God, is that you?
It's God voice. You're saying. Have you ever seen the one where it's you know, at this time, you know, please really saying the playing of our national, you know, the performing of our national anthem, and then have you ever seen where someone just screws up the first line? Like it's like, and I'm not saying they come out and go like, okay, I'm not saying it's the wrong song.
Yeah.
I'm saying they go, oh, sorry. And the people like the crowd starts singing to get you through it.
Oh, this is gonna be
the
a long
first
2
line.
minutes.
Yeah. Like, oh, this is bad. Also, at a not Super Bowl, you keep that anthem under 2 minutes.
Always.
You keep that thing needs to be 75 seconds.
Tight. Yeah, tight.
Tops.
No, don't loop it.
No.
No fa-la-la-las.
No,
Keep
it
it
is.
tight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what we're here for? TV time.
Mhm.
Like, we got to be back. The
Sure.
break is coming. You know what you don't want is the running logo on the screen.
Yeah.
That's not the play.
No one's going to your Spotify, Jessica.
No.
Just sing the national anthem.
And like set your expectation. If you're the PA guy, Van and I do this. It was me for a long time. Now I have Van. We do this when somebody comes to us like, hey, can you guys broadcast a sporting event? Can you guys do a thing? And we all, immediately we say, before we say yes or no, we say, just be aware.
Yeah.
We're not the best broadcast. We're the most entertaining.
Correct.
Like set expectations immediately.
100%. You got to know what you're getting into.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, my life's thing is set the bar low and exceed expectations. I mean, this is something I've been using since I was 8 years old.
Yeah.
Under promise, over perform.
What's that? You want us to do volleyball? Yes, we're excited to learn the rules of volleyball as we explain it to listeners.
Yeah.
That is a fun thing for us.
Oh, side out's not a thing anymore?
No.
Oh, crap. All right, there we go.
Does every girl have their own knee pad?
Google machine.
So in what environment do you guys think you are most comfortable broadcasting? And Van says, well, we've done a lot of costume contests.
Yeah, for sure.
Like we got Fall Fest down, by the way, October the 18th at the Rio Rancho Event Center. Van and I hosting another Fall Fest for the city of Rio Rancho. We just booked that today, boys. It's filling out.
One.
The year's filling out.
It's a good one.
Pan Am Center just called. We're going to take wrestling down there. Let's go.
I am stoked to go back to Cruces.
Oh, yeah. I'll be a part of that.
Especially that all of my warrants have subsided now. They're all off the books.
Statute of limitations.
Statute of limitations, baby. Let's go.
The traffic ones will go away after 10 years.
Good to know.
It's more the trafficking ones.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
Luke nailed it right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's misdemeanor versus felony, though.
Van the Mule Nunley.
It's my old nickname.
The
Hold on.
Mule.
Mm-hmm.
Fred, did you say Pam Anderson?
The Pan Am Center.
All right, Tommy Lee
just
Jones.
Hanging my head in disgust.
That place that
hanging.
Mario Mocha got fired from.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
All the Panamaniacs down there.
that's so funny.
Oh, these headphones are they're a little.
They got you slowed down.
You only hear what you want to hear.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's so funny. But I mean, that's the world we're currently living in, right? Where hey, book this thing early, get people, because you're not just booking talent anymore for stuff. Like, hey, how many people can you draw? Like, some, like that's the truth to the sitch.
Yeah, this is post-COVID. You're also in sales now. You're not just talent.
Right.
I'm no police sketch artist, but I can draw a few people.
Nice.
We haven't talked about on the show yet. Mario Mocha, he gone from down there. With cause.
Now, first off, miracle he hung on that long.
Yeah, they went through it.
My goodness. The thing that happened on his watch, oof.
The with cause makes you look. Like the with cause,
Yeah.
because they do all the weirdest stuff down there.
Yeah, for sure. A litany.
You guys are aware I have some relationships, so I called down, and not only did I get no comment from anyone, I didn't get answered calls.
Yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
wow.
Like this is there is a silence down there.
He said I'm got to pay severance.
I believe I will have it by tomorrow from some of the feelers I put out. And once I can confirm anything, like I'm super in.
Oh,
but
yeah, you'll have to let me know.
oh, it's got to be weird. That whole institution. And it's not like the Lobo one where it's like, hey, you're in a tough spot because others have more finances or others have more draw, or others have more resources, whatever.
Yeah.
You're in a tough spot because you allow weird stuff to happen.
Well, I mean, there's a reason the Mountain West did not reach out to New Mexico State when they were looking for teams to fill this, when it makes complete sense that they're getting UTEP and all these others. That would just be a built-in. But they're like, we're not touching that.
Yeah. Looks like your campus can see a mountain. I don't know. I don't think that's good enough for the Mountain West.
Yeah. Oh, you're in the west part of the country?
Yeah.
There's a mountain in your city?
Sorry, guys.
You play all the big sports in Division One?
You're rivals with two of the teams that are already here.
Wow.
Just a couple 100 miles of a travel radius.
We actually found a JUCO in Omaha. It's
Yeah.
You know what's not in the Mountain West? Let's give us Northern Illinois.
yeah, that's those are our guys, right?
Yeah,
They beat the soon to be national champion.
exactly.
That's who we got. Which by our logic makes us the national champion in some way.
For sure.
It's the transitive property.
That's so funny. When we get back from the break, we continue down the recap of NFL over the weekend. We got some bowl games to preview, lots of fun NBA talk. It is a very good time of the sports year.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for sharing it with us. Also, Happy New Year. It's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to 2 Men On. We're live at Howie's Sports Page. Texas State football announces the team GPA today. 2.84, boys. Highest in program history.
The Texas State Bobcats?
Got nothing on the islands. It was like 2.5 at one point.
C's get degrees.
I know. I got one.
A lot of average U.S. presidents with average grades in college.
Even if they claim otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
I got the real update from college football. My alma mater, Washington State. So you guys will remember this from has it been 5 years since COVID?
Yeah.
But 4 years since vaccines.
Sure.
Okay. So the state of New Mexico said you have to get the vaccine to be a state employee. That's what they said after the vaccine rolled out. So think like 2021, so 4 years ago. So the head coach, this Rolovich kid, the head coach, Nick Rolovich, he's the head coach of Washington State. He says, I don't believe in vaccines, y'all. I'm out. Like, I'm not your guy. They're this, that, the other thing. So he sues. He sued the state. He sued them over the last several years, and it was ruled today. Are you ready? The U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Washington ruled in favor of Washington State University, upholding Rolovich's termination for refusing to comply with the university's COVID-19 vaccine mandate. He gets none of it, and he's got to pay some fees. He is too difficult of a human being. No one wants him to lead their young adults because he doesn't know how to be an adult.
Yeah, for a person who's in position of authority, and if you're in a position of authority, a really big part of that is ensuring that people follow the rules. And if you, the head of this pyramid, don't follow the rules, that sets a dangerous precedent all the way down.
Also,
he's the kind of guy that considers today a holiday.
Well, and he cited religious stuff as the reason, but that was a fabrication.
Oh, he's a Seventh-day Adventist?
Correct. He's doing
you and all 30 of the other ones?
He's pulling the Denzel move right now where he's about to get caught up in all that Diddy stuff, so he became a minister. That's real. Stop hiding behind your God, everyone. Don't do that.
Heavy on the everyone.
Heavy.
Yeah.
Like, you know what's a safe sentence? I want. And then say the thing.
Yeah.
You can just do that.
Make it about you. Make it about you. Make it personal.
Here's a sentence you could have said. I don't want a vaccine.
Oh, my God. That's your personal choice?
Okay.
Wild.
Now, you're aware if you don't have it, you cannot work here. Yes. Seems resolved.
Also, side note, one of the worst pet peeves I've got, or the biggest pet peeves I've got, the people you know they're like terrible people, but they're always posting Bible verses.
Say, that's pretty poignant that you're learning this already.
That's about half the NFL.
Boy, would I love to tell you something about the history of the world.
Are you talking about Ohio State quarterbacks right now? Is that why you're saying this?
I'm talking about the history of the world. Doing awful things.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Assign it to your religion. Not you. I'm not talking to you. Specific person listening to this program, not you.
You just do a whole bunch your whole life, and you're like, oh, I feel guilty. I'm like, go ahead and leave free agency and sign into a religion.
That's literally the whole thing. Everyone who screws up then hides behind the symbolism of their thing. We were talking about this on air earlier because Van and I are literally walking around as the couple we are at the Goodwill, and we're talking about this because we're doing show prep, but we do it about getting our steps in at the Goodwill across from Howie's.
Don't question our methods.
And I'm like, hey, Denzel's in the news. Like, he's tied in the Diddy stuff. He got the presidential medal, whatever. Yeah. Like, he just got baptized. He's a minister all of a sudden. I'm like, it's all like a thing. And you right away, you go, yeah, he's Russell Branding the whole thing.
Yeah, for sure.
I go,
yeah.
Oh, such a good comp.
That's what Josh Gordon did when he went to rehab for the first time. It wasn't because he wanted to get better. It was for the optics.
For the optics.
Yeah.
Religion is for the optics.
What religion? Is he Rastafarian?
No, Josh Gordon. His religion is degenerate.
Oh, okay.
He's a Buddhist.
I see.
A Buddhist.
Buddhist.
The court ruled that, oh boy, didn't have any examples or understanding of that whatever religion he was claiming.
Right.
They said you're a liar.
It's like a quiz, like a citizenship quiz.
Yeah.
Like, okay, let's talk about the tenets of whatever you claim to be.
And I'm a fan of your belief system, like whatever thing you believe. Like,
Sure.
hey, don't put others in undue hardship.
Yeah, you're not hurting yourself or anyone else. Go crazy.
But at the time,
Uh-huh. Yeah,
that hurt others.
sure. And allowed others to get hurt.
What's the official but very low number? 600,000 dead or whatever. And that's not the real number.
Right.
Like it.
I didn't want to get it, but I got it because I had to go to school.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, I hope you were about to say ellipses because you love your grandparents.
Well, my grandparents aren't.
Okay.
COVID get them?
No.
God. It's a weird hill. The weird hill to die on is the using whatever belief system as the thing.
Yeah.
Like,
And if you're going to use it, research it a little so when they ask you some questions, you can back it up a little bit.
Right. Yeah.
there's a number too. Like, I'm not trying to be this guy. You can literally inject me with anything for the amount of millions of dollars that a head football coach makes of a collegiate football team.
I would do it just to be a head football coach for free.
You can be a head football coach for free right now.
No, we haven't told you what you're getting injected with.
That's fine.
That's just literally anything.
Yeah. Hey, it's grit. Good job.
That's all you need.
Also, not to go down this hill because there's no reason to right now. Manufactured outrage, miss me. Like, if you have legit outrage, I'm on your team. But the manufactured one, the one where you just have too much time on your hands so you want to be mad, you're not my guy.
Get a hobby
Get a hobby.
outside of manufactured outrage. Skip that one.
The University of Illinois is returning 18 of its starters from the Citrus Bowl, and I don't think we'll ever say that again. That is every single player who started for them, including special teams. Those days and age are gone. That Kirby Smart story is a real story.
Oh, yeah.
Georgia loses, his entire team goes in the portal.
And Georgia's not the kind of team that's used to losing recruits.
No.
But they're going to get so many other guys
Well,
in the
no,
transfer portal.
they are. But still, I mean, it just look at USC, Lincoln Riley. I mean, there's people bailing ship left and right there as well. These are programs that are traditionally not used to being on that end of it. They're being used to being the school that people leave for.
Well, and of course, they're all bailing because now Bill Belichick's in North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you are a USC guy or a Georgia guy or a whatever guy, and you can go play for Bill Belichick right now,
Sure.
you go and do that. They're your national champions next year. Fred, you don't know what you're talking about. Remember, January 6th, Jake's favorite day,
Oh, I remember it.
2025, when I told you that the University of North Carolina will win whatever version of playoff football, whatever, exists next year. Because they will have the best players.
I agree with the sentiment. Not next year, but soon. Because every NFL player who's got a kid is like, hey, go to this shop.
And I know what you're saying, but it literally has become a 1-year process
It's a
because
thing.
it's a luck load right now. We can go out and buy everybody.
Yeah.
It's not the process where you have to get a few years to get your guys in. No, it's just
It's the
Like
one
the
and
dating
done
pool.
in
Like the dating
football.
pool.
Are you guys familiar with mobsters? Have you guys ever seen a mob movie, a gangster movie? He's going to walk in with as many rings as any Don that you've ever seen.
Sure.
Except his are all Super Bowl rings. He's going to sit down. He's going to put one hand on his left knee and one hand on his right knee. He's going to say to mom or dad or mom and stepdad or mom and whatever your family unit is.
Yeah.
And he's going to say, son, do you want to win a national championship and go to the NFL? And then the conversation will end because the answer is yes.
How does Belichick keep getting all these blue chip athletes?
He made it an offer I couldn't refuse.
No, he's just excited to get all the lacrosse players to start playing for him.
There's a Nick Saban story.
Damn it, Jake.
There's this story that when Nick Saban would go into your house to recruit you, he would walk in and he'd say, "Hey, can I use your dining room table?" And they go, "Yeah." And then his handlers would bring in all of his championship rings and put them on the table. This is that. And also, that's a bad move. That is the coolest thing you can do.
What's the Indiana Hoosiers football coach? His name escapes me right now.
Sig something.
There you go. He's like, Google me. I win. But you don't have to say that out loud with Bill Belichick. Everyone knows already.
Yeah, at this point, Belichick's not going to be recruiting. He's going to be going through applications.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They're going to be chasing him.
Well, chasing is him with these recruits' girlfriends and sisters.
Well, yeah.
Well, he's locked up. If Belichick finds himself single in the next couple years, watch your back.
Now
there will be another Ring door camera video coming out at some point in Chapel Hill.
You know when you have to check in at like a school? I guess I work at the Boys and Girls Club, so you guys probably don't know this.
A visitor pass.
Yeah, so when you have to get a visitor pass at a school when you go to visit, he's going in and they're like, actually, Bill, we don't know.
No.
Can we have them come to you?
Usually we're in favor of our head football coach coming to volleyball games, but in your case, Bill, why don't you just go back to the chalkboard, would you? Go look at some tape.
It's bad enough that you're hanging out at practice.
Van, all right, do me a favor. Van, be a parent right now to Jake, who I'm recruiting, okay? I'm Bill Belichick.
I'm halfway there already.
Van, you are the father figure in Jake Cassio's life. Luke, you are the mother figure, okay?
Nice.
And Jake, you are the blue chip
running back.
Yeah, running back that we really need at North Carolina, okay?
Yeah.
Son, you might be able to see my championship rings here. I'm going to win a national championship with you. I'm gonna take you to the NFL.
Ooh, those are sparkly.
What did Tom Brady's hair smell like? Shoot me straight, Bill.
I'm sorry. I'm already on to Cincinnati. That would be the whole conversation.
And the player doesn't say it's
No, they don't get nothing in.
Nope.
Yeah. I know you got a lot of thoughts and excitement here, and I can see that in your face. I'm on to Cincinnati. That's the whole thing.
What rival quarterback is in Cincinnati, Bill?
Yeah, we had a really good meeting here.
I'm sorry, running back.
Yeah, running back.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't even know what position my son plays.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Should have been a quarterback. More
Yeah.
NIL money.
I wasn't tall enough. Okay, Dad.
Yeah. You're not going to pay off my mortgage with running back money, are you, kid?
All jokes aside, though, I must say, if I'm a parent and Bill Belichick is recruiting my kid, I'm not worried. It's almost, you know how parents will say, "Oh, I'm sending my kid off to the military to learn some discipline." There's going to be a little bit of that in there. Like, I guarantee whoever that kid is, when he comes back, he's going to be not military style, but he's going to be super structured. He's going to be what you call a gentleman. Like,
you think
everything.
You think that's what his girlfriend's parents thought?
Well, I think he looks at young men a little different.
Gross.
Yeah, you don't want to judge any book by its cover, but I do think that he's going to have those guys like locked in because he's not going to handle it. He's going to send a lot of guys home.
I don't feel like Bill Belichick's reputation is producing really good people.
It's producing really good athletes.
Yeah, in the athletic world, like disciplined, like on time, don't talk back, follow coaching is going to be humongous for anybody that comes out of North Carolina. They're going to know how to follow directions. Okay, they're not going to be wanting to go to the clubs after the game.
Well, Rob Gronkowski or Julian Edelman or Aaron Hernandez. Well,
Sure.
there's a bunch of them. They just did. Lawrence Maroney.
Antonio Brown played there for a little while.
Yeah, like I'm not.
Josh Gordon was there for a game.
LeGarrette Blunt.
He got them after the age
Three-time
of 18.
friend of the show, LeGarrette Blunt. He partied down when he was in New England, but he showed up on time, got the job done.
Yeah.
Just
There you
don't
go.
be late to a team meeting.
Mhm.
That's it.
But in college, he's going to be different. I think he's like the strict dad that's like, okay, but you're of age now to do what you want to do. Just don't let me find out.
See, I think a lot of guys are going to want to play for him, but a lot of guys are going to transfer after 1 year because, it's the generation of being soft.
Well, they want to learn his game
Yeah.
with
If you're-
gals who are in their 20s.
and
Football.
this and
He's gonna
that and
like how Texas has Matthew McConaughey on the sideline. He's gonna have Leonardo DiCaprio with him.
Because of the girl thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because of
that's a
age.
good one.
Yeah.
I
I
like
like that how it
That was
turns
a
out
good
with the whole Diddy party thing with Leo. He may not be available for a little while.
one. Is Leo in on that too?
Oh,
I
yeah.
hope not.
See,
Everybody is.
they're
No.
all in on it.
No, not Lee.
There was
Right.
another talk of him with some video surfaced of him telling some TV star he was directing while there was a video being made. It was not great.
All right, I know what
He
I'm
also- he
Googling during the
could've been,
commercial break.
Leo does. I mean, I'm sure he's got a dark side. Of course, you don't make Wolf of Wall Street
That convincing?
good.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
It came a little too natural, didn't it?
Now, Leo, I feel like you're directing a lot of the positioning here in this bedroom scene. Can you talk to me about why you're so familiar with how to do this action?
Yeah, that teddy bear cam in the room, like that was your idea, Leo.
Leo, why are you hanging out with Terrence Howard all the time? You had to make some connections there, but that one kind of worked. It's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. Have it here. First overall draft pick goes to the Tennessee Titans. Congratulations to they on their new quarterback. It can be whichever one you want.
Do you take the quarterback? And I think one of them's a sure thing. There's a lot of dice rolls in there. Or do you take like the generational athlete? It's not necessarily a need for you.
Travis Hunter will go to the Cleveland Browns at 2, and whichever quarterback remains will go to the New York Giants at 3.
Sounds legit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds legit.
I can't argue with that.
You'll be pretty good at this thing.
Or you pull Houston Texans and you get the first and second pick or the first and third pick, and you get 2 of those guys. It worked for them.
The New England Patriots fell all the way to 4th from 1st, so they're going to end up with a lineman of some sort for sure. The Jacksonville Jaguars need more help than what a top 5 draft pick can give them. Ugh. Las Vegas Raiders at 6. You would think they would do something offensively. You would think that. The New York Jets at 7. Again,
They'll botch that somehow.
They need more help. The Carolina Panthers at 8.
Who now don't have to look for a quarterback because it looks like they found one.
That's true. Well, they can probably get the best defensive guy available right there. If it's a corner or what's the linebacker from Penn State?
Abdul Carter.
Get him. 9 is the New Orleans Saints.
Let's rewind a little bit.
Yep, take your time.
I have a great idea for the front office of the Carolina Panthers.
You better get it across in 2 minutes.
You take the best offensive lineman who is as tall as Bryce Young. And then you trade for the other shortest best lineman, and then you sign the other best shortest lineman in free agency, and you have the best short king offensive line in the history of sports.
What are they converting a bunch of nose tackles?
Yes, they are.
Hey, I mean,
yes, they are.
Low center of gravity at the line, harder to knock over. I'm with it.
Yep.
Batted passes through the roof.
Well, no, because if you got a short, stocky offensive lineman, they jump up and try to swat your pass.
I'm gonna get it.
They're just going to fall on top of the offensive lineman.
Carolina.
Genius. You're welcome.
You mentioned Carolina. New Orleans is at 9. The Chicago Bears are at 10. The San Francisco 49ers are at 11. The Dallas Cowboys follow them at 12. The Miami Dolphins immediately after that at 13. The Colts 14. And now you're into the bottom half of the first round, which is the Falcons, the Cardinals, the Bengals, the Seahawks at 18. The Texans, the Buccaneers, the Broncos.
Well, that depends on the playoff results for these guys.
No, not here.
For the Texans, starting with the Texans, yeah.
Starting with the Texans.
Oh, starting with the Texans, yeah.
First team out.
So there you go. I don't think you're going to have any real surprises in your top 10. We don't do a ton of super heavy draft analysis, most notably because it's a waste of radio time.
Sure.
Especially in January.
Yeah.
Imagine being like Todd McShay and Mel Kiper. Just spend months and months telling what you think in the draft kits and everything.
No, they don't do that. They have teams. They just present it. They're just the head.
Yeah, the first couple months of speculation is all going to be Travis Hunter versus Cam Ward versus Shadur Sanders. That's the conversation.
Yeah.
You just argue about that for a month or two, and then the real analysis comes in later once the draft shakes out after the Super Bowl.
Here's who you should really trust, Vegas.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Whatever they say is going to happen, that is the thing that's going to happen. And then bet on it, because that's the only thing that makes the draft interesting.
Yeah, I love gambling on the draft. It's so much fun.
You do that?
Yeah.
But
every year.
Red's like, wow, I'm in.
I don't know, dude.
Just last week, you were saying bet on everything you can. You're saying anything you can bet on it.
Well, to make it interesting.
Mm-hmm.
The only draft I'm really going to bet on is whether or not Jake gets drafted into World War III.
I got one more year. I got one more year.
You better hope, dude. You better hope.
I'd go.
Hey, great stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll write a book.
What do you mean go? You don't even know where it's at yet. The entire world is a possibility.
Yeah, exactly. It's a gamble. It's either going to be in the South China Sea, the Middle East, or the backwoods of, Eastern Europe.
Arkansas.
Oh, yeah. You never know.
You're going to end up like me, Luke, and Van, where for a reason you can't really explain, 80 years later, we still, for some reason, hate Germany, Japan, and Italy. They haven't done anything to us. They're tremendous people now.
Yeah, for sure.
And the three of us cannot get over this.
The Italians came back.
German airport was interesting.
Say more.
Yeah.
Okay.
I say they because I was in Germany at that airport. So that I feel like the they here is allowed.
Frankfurt or Munich.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say, Isaiah. I can't believe you claiming they only have one airport is the ignorance that you're bringing to their country.
Yeah, the German airport.
Yeah, they're like, oh.
Munich. Well,
Okay.
there's two big ones. Like you said, Frankfurt and Munich. It was Munich.
They also have a place called Berlin.
Yeah.
You can feel it in your eyes. Those aren't international. But anyways, you can feel it in their eyes.
Berlin's probably the most international place in Germany. It used to be 2 countries.
Says, suck it, brother. Oh, that's so funny. So they weren't nice to you? That's what you're saying, Isaiah? You were there to steal all their girlfriends and they weren't nice?
Well, Germany and the Czech Republic. Those were the two places where I felt like I was living in the 60s in America. Or actually, no, we'll go 40s. Yeah, the looks were insane in those places. Now, Italy, they were all super cordial. They just looked at me like I was like a unicorn or something. Like, wow, who is how?
Well, they probably thought you were just Sicilian.
Were you wearing the Cowboys jacket that you have on right now? Because they weren't dogging you. They weren't looking at you negative. They're deciding which Cowboys player you were, if they're going to go get your autograph or not. That's what they were looking at you for.
I knew it was bad when I could tell the difference in stares from the kids, even the little kids. I'm like, okay, they're innocent. So I could tell,
The best story of 2025 whenever we get back from the break. It's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. We're wrapping up the program from Howie Sports Page. Been a good one. Best story of 2025 thus far. The Chicago Bulls are retiring Derrick Rose's #1 jersey.
So
boys.
cool. I love it so much. Deserved.
You see the video of his little kid? Why not little kid? He's not little anymore. But when he was giving a speech and he starts talking to him, and they put the camera on him. For a kid that young to get emotional in that way, they're super close.
Hey, you want to be good or you want to be great?
You told me that. Facts.
Youngest MVP in league history. Just kind of crazy. It was the meniscus, right? That's what he had?
A series
It
of
was all of it.
Yeah.
The ACL was the worst one. We talk a lot about the people that should have won rings, but they couldn't because Jordan was there. LeBron being in the East really screwed over Prime D Rose. And the Bulls were winning like plus 60 games and then would run into LeBron in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And they couldn't get past him.
It's because of Tom Thibodeau.
He's like one of the biggest, if not the biggest, what if in NBA history. It's like him
and Penny.
Bill Walton, Tracy,
okay.
Tracy McGrady.
Yeah.
Penny's there too.
Brandon Roy's at the bottom of the list. Honorable
Did
mention.
you drop a Lynn Bias?
Yeah.
Okay.
God, that's the biggest what could have been.
Zero data.
I don't hate that one that you just gave Isaiah. Brandon Roy, he had a knee thing too.
Yeah.
Greg Oden was there.
Yeah.
I mean, his body just fell apart on him.
Should have been a pro wrestler.
Yeah.
But all these, Greg Oden was like never really there in the NBA. Like all these other guys, like gave us a glimpse of like absolute excellence.
If Arvydas Sabonis had come over earlier in his
10 years earlier?
if he'd come over 10 years earlier, Arvydas Sabonis was the dude.
The way we look at Jokic now, that was him 30 years ago.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
At 30.
that first wave of Vlade and these European big guys that could pass the ball great, handle the ball, shoot outside. And then, Nowitzki came along and won the 3-point contest, and everybody took notice. And it was like, oh,
wait, no, never mind. Maybe these guys are really good.
Yeah.
He's got one weird off the court thing, but he was found not guilty.
Right.
So that was at a time, because that would have been like 10 years ago, 2016. So when that happened, and I'm not saying this hasn't always happened because it has, but it felt at the time like one of those I'm going to get paid a little bit kind of situations. And then a jury found him, I don't think it was innocent. It was like not liable, or I don't know what the difference is. But outside of that, like a guy who just seems to really do it the right way all the time. I think he's competed in like the World Chess Championships and other weird stuff too. Like he's just like, seems like a full-on guy. So his number's going up in the rafters. Also, he might have manifested this himself because if you remember, he was like just roasting like athlete statues recently.
Yeah.
And they were like, Chicago better not. Like, because
just my jersey, please. Not a statue.
Chicago's like, we got to do this now. The PR is perfect. Like, let's put it out there.
Yeah.
And he's always been, from what's been reported, as even when he was injured, even when he was trying to come back, he was always the locker room guy who took the young guy under his wing and like did everything he could to like try to make everyone else around him better. Never did the superstar, woe is me, pity me, I'm so sad, what could have been thing. He put in the work over and over and over again.
Loved by the fans. I mean, he had the most fan impact of any of those could have been guys.
And I think The Office liked him too. Like the cop at the time, played before and after, I guess, was Kevin Garnett. And he hates the front office at the Timberwolves.
Right.
It's like his jersey will never go up there until their ownership changes.
Yeah,
So you just got to like maintain that stuff forever. Otherwise, you end up missing out, which is awful.
I think my favorite Derrick Rose memory was when he was with Minnesota and he had that 50-point game. And like, that's how much he meant to the NBA.
Yeah.
Nobody in Minnesota could care what he did in Chicago, but he was a legend. And the whole stadium went erupt.
Yeah.
So you're saying he's more than a Chicago legend?
He's an NBA legend.
I don't know about that.
No, I agree with Jake on this one because everywhere he went, he was immediately beloved by the fan base. Like, even though every single fan base who just got like a little taste of D Rose in their organization immediately embraced him as like, I don't care if he's not MVP setting the world on fire, D Rose. Like, we still got him. Let's root for him and embrace him.
He was with the New York Knicks for 3 seasons.
Yeah.
And we still treated him like a legend.
Well, and if he was still with us, he would love this.
What?
Like This isn't post-mortem.
No, he's very much alive.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Wade Boggs is very much alive.
Awkward.
He had great shoes.
Thank
too.
you. Yeah,
He had great shoes too. One of the coolest logos as an NBA player, having a signature line.
Was he the first overall pick? Yeah, he was.
1-1.
Rookie of the year, youngest MVP. What was he? 22.
22.
Yeah, all-timer of what could have been.
Sure.
All-timer.
Yeah.
So deserved. I'm going with deserved. That's my So congratulations to he and the Bulls. Even though that team is not tremendous, ticket prices I think are the highest in the NBA for them. So I can only imagine.
For the Bulls?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, they're not?
Mm-mm. It's the New York Knicks.
I saw a thing the other day. They average 44 3-pointers a game. In the height of the Jordan era, they were averaging like 6 attempts a game or 8 attempts a game, and they're averaging over 40 3-point attempts a game.
They averaged 8 3-pointers, and 5 of them were Steve Kerr.
Or Craig Hodges before that.
The game has changed significantly.
Yeah.
Boys. The number of long rebounds is too high.
Yeah.
The number of shooting guards that have 7-8 rebounds every game.
Because they're corralling him at half court.
How is a point guard second in the NBA in rebounds? What is going on?
I got it here for you, Jake. You ready?
Hit me.
Number 1, ticket price, Golden State. We're both off.
Okay.
$611.
That's what's it called? Silicon Valley money right there.
Followed by the Lakers, just over 500. Then the New York Knicks, just short of 350. Dang, dude.
Well, the Lakers
Bulls
are
are
more
number
expensive
6.
when you figure that you're only paying for 3 quarters.
Nice.
Oh, that's how they break it down.
Yeah, by the time they get there, and
Well, ticket prices matter. What doesn't matter is records. We saw that over the weekend with the Philadelphia Eagles. Saquon Barkley didn't care. We told you he didn't care.
I thought it would come down to his offensive line, because it's not just an individual award. You got to have an offensive line block.
They played backups, though. You can't put them out there with backups.
Saquon doesn't do this with 25 teams in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
About 5, maybe 8 teams in the NFL that can get Saquon to 2,000 yards.
I
thought the only way they would let him play is the offensive line came together in a meeting, like, no, let's all go get this.
The only way is he was averaging that more yards per game than OJ did. What was his number? 114 or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
If he'd have been averaging more than that, then I think there's a maybe. Because
also
OJ's
in that case, he would have already broke it.
Yeah, if he was. Yeah, that's a good point. Because that's where it always ends up. It's not, what did Saquon end up, 7th or 8th or whatever, all time or whatever. But the number 1's always OJ, because it is per game.
Right.
That's it. That's just what it is.
And 14 games.
And that's what I just said.
Yeah.
Jake, give me your final words.
Hi, Bob.
Not bad.
Good job.
Luke Markwith at Howie's.
rest easy, Mazzella. We love you.
That's a good one. Isaiah back at the studio.
Tyreek to Dallas.
It's not a thing. Man, final words.
Oh, my goodness, my friend. Too much for the time allotted. Anything we didn't cover, make sure you check out tomorrow morning on the opening drive with
Good job.
Jeff and JJ.
Good job, everyone. Keep breathing.
See you tomorrow, Burke.